All Gonna Be There podcast, a place where you get to be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat.
What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of Who All Gonna Be There podcast, a place where you get to be an exclusive member to our very entertaining group chat. And if you're listening, you won't know this, but for those who are watching, you see that we have a very special guest, and it's none other than our pod cousin, Josiane, or Josie as we call her, from Silent Podcast. Welcome, Josie.
I'm so happy to be here, cousins. You know what it is. It's always a key with y'all. So I'm excited we get to do it for the public. Well, yes.
Yay.
Yes.
I'm excited.
That's how we do. Yeah, we're so elated to have you. And this week in BBCAN has been a mess. There's been a lot going on. And we're going to get right into it. I'm going to pass the mic to Treese, and she's going to get us up to speed.
Pass the mic to me. Okay, y'all. Okay, I'm about to ask y'all. What was the HOH comp this week? Because I forgot.
Where they had to move. They were tied
Was
to
it
the
low. Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Hulu.
Yeah.
Because I had typed HOH comp. Okay. So we all know we're gonna start right at the HOH comp to get to it. We all know the HOH comp was when they did they had the balance.
John
That's
had
what it
his
was. They had the
half
balance.
Yeah, the balance.
With their little hips. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Spicy V, girl, we knew you threw that. Girl,
Whoa!
it was so obvious.
What?
She was like, oh, wow. What's going
Can
on?
I say Spicy V is an amazing Disney Channel actress. Like, if I was like 10 watching Disney,
She's so theatrical.
oh my gosh, she's an amazing Disney
She's
actress.
peak Disney back then, like 2000
Really
Disney.
She really is. I love her. And Anthony back there like, girl, like, who you fooling?
Right.
I
He like,
love
you might
how
got these
everything-
newbies fooled.
Listen, but not me.
There's
Everything
no way anyone
that
wasn't fooled.
everything that Spicy V is doing the last like week or two, Anthony, they're always cutting it where Doug is like, girl. It's so funny. Like, I absolutely love them on the season together. But anyway, we'll get to that. So Tola wins HOH, and I have to point out that I absolutely love Tola's relationship with his wife. I thought that was the cutest thing in the world. She is so goofy, just like him. They did their little shout out, HOH. I was like, oh. And I love it because Tola doesn't get a lot of shine because
Oh, you muted yourself.
Now
You
she's a
need
beautiful-
to want to hear Tola praise? Is that what it is?
my 1-year-old was chewing on my headphone, so I was like, why do you keep doing that? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's probably saliva in that, probably. So that's probably what that is. But we're gonna work through it. But anyway, so I thought that was so cute. I love the fact that we finally get a little like insight on Tola, how his personality is, because his HOH this week relates back to the bio that I saw, because we know ever since Tola got into the house, it was like Tola. And you know, he's been lucky for the target to move from him. But yeah, and oh Lord, if I ain't caught up with him. But I love the fact that we got to see his personality.
His usherness was shining through. If y'all remember, he said his lookalike was Usher, and it's like
sir.
Not the Usher.
On the block is what he ended up on, but
Not y'all also agree with that. I have had a conversations about that this whole season. I do not agree that this man looks like Usher. I don't see it.
he don't. I'm with you, Josie. He
don't.
does not.
Oh
He
no, I
don't.
have people on my timeline talking about. I'm like, come on now, don't do my Usher Raymond like that. Be serious.
Listen.
If y'all don't know, hold on. Josie is a celebrity, so she interviews these people for their exit interviews. I wish you would have asked him that, Josie.
Dang, you gotta ask like that finale.
Yes.
Who you really think he
Okay,
like?
I'll go out of my way to ask him next time I see him. for
I was
sure.
like, do you really feel like you look like Usher, or were you just like trolling?
I'll ask him
was definitely
because
trolling.
I'll bring a picture. I'll take a picture. I'll make it a whole meme. I'll stuff people to it. Yeah.
You're like, so how do you think your twin feels about
Twin.
how you play?
Where have you been?
Oh
Really?
my gosh, that'll be so hilarious.
That's scary.
I lost my train of thought. Oh, Tola is HOH. I really want to ask y'all a question. So Tola and Todd had a conversation before Noms, right? And they're going back and forth talking about who to put up. Tola even actually considered putting up Todd. I just wonder, are y'all as confused at their relationship as I am? Because it's like for 1 second, it seems like they're tightly paired together, like they are a duo. And then the next thing you know, they're like, not really. And of course, we know Todd is tightly duoed to some extent to Byyyeee. But it's like when him and Todd are together, it's about them. So I'm like, what's going on? Are y'all just as confused as I am? It's so weird to me. No? Is it just me?
No, go ahead, Josie.
Go ahead.
No, because I just don't know how to explain it. Go ahead.
That's y'all thinking about it like, what?
I think the
It's
issue
so
is
weird
that
to me.
they're in similar boats, and I think their games mirror each other. They reflect each other in a way. And I think Todd said it best, or I think Tola said it best. If it weren't me, it would have been Todd evicted, which is entirely true because their games mirror each other so much. And I think they have an understanding of that. And so they agree on certain things, but their loyalties to the end of the day are on two opposite sides. So that's why I don't think they can. I don't know why they can't
really
put that aside, but I don't know.
The loyalty should have been to each other is where it should have been.
I agree.
The line is too thick for them saying, okay, well, I'm on Anthony's side. Okay, I'm over here on Spicy and Bailey's side. It's like at the end of the day, you need to do whatever it takes to get you two to the
end. Hello.
And it's like, they're just not thinking about themselves, it seems like.
I give Tola credit. He tried to tell Todd, empty-headed Todd. But
it's weird because I feel like Tola owes it to Todd a little bit more to explain to him. And this is really strange because you shouldn't be explaining to someone how Big Brother works, but it just feels as though, like, especially from my conversation with Avery today, it just feels like they feel like they always have to explain something to Todd. And I don't know if he's really playing it up or if he doesn't know the game entirely. He's admitted it on the digital dailies that like he loves this game because he's learning about it. So I feel like Tola needs to coach him almost like it's okay to betray these people if it's going to better your game. But I don't think his spirit, to do that. And so that's why I think it was never going to work. I don't feel like, Todd can step out of that. I think Tola potentially can. But it's a give and take, and I don't think anyone wants to give. They both want to take.
Right.
That's a good point.
And I can definitely see Todd. It seems like to me Todd is very, very loyal. Like once somebody like stick up for Todd, he like, that's it.
That's
like,
it.
I ain't rocking with nobody else. He doesn't know how to. It's like his big brother. It's not real life. You know what I'm saying?
Executive veto was a year and a half ago. That was almost like
yeah.
That's still an important factor for Todd's decision.
But then here's my conundrum. Because he said earlier in the game, I know this game, so I'm going to play dumb and make these people think that I don't know what I'm doing, don't know how to play the game, just so I can weasel my way through.
I'm like, playing.
So was he just like trying to, jump ahead of it and make us believe that he's being strategic for the viewers, but he really don't know?
VR coaching, because I was believing it. I was Todd Nation #1, standing tall.
Right. Like, come on, strategic king, playing like you don't know, but you really do know. But now I'm starting to think, like you mentioned, because he was on the dailies, like, oh, I just love this game, guys. Like, I'm learning everything, and it's really good for me. And I'm just like, but you're supposed to know the game. You must be playing. So you playing.
That's what they get for getting the recruits. That's it.
That's exactly what it is.
But, I don't know. I feel like in Canada, I feel like in the US it's hard for me to grasp because I don't really entirely know. So maybe you guys can correlate this point for me. But it feels like in Canada they have to hit certain areas in the country. I don't know if you guys feel like that's the case. So for us, it's the East Coast, and this East Coast archetype is very common. Like I always say it. Like if I was in the house, I'm not letting these East Coasters stay too long because they're gonna win Canada's favorite. They're gonna win Canada's vote. Like they're gonna do all that. Like
that area has to be huge.
They love them East Coasters.
Or are they just cult-like?
It's hard for me to say, but like if you look at previous, I don't know how familiar you guys are with like Big Brother Canada as a whole franchise.
Yeah.
But they always are the same. Martin from like two seasons ago from that area. John
Father
from
Time
last season. Well, yes. All of those archetypes, those players that are well liked by Canada, they all come from one area. And a lot of the time, they don't know the game. So when they're playing the game, even Paris' season 6, I'm forgetting his name. But these archetypes always come around and they don't know how to play the game every single time. But they're well liked. They're just like the fun guy who's here for a beer. And so they always make it to the end.
Yeah.
And Todd is the perfect example of that this season.
Yeah.
Someone who's clueless but is liked, so kind of gets string along, but is also based off loyalty. So, you know, I can't get too mad at it, but he's exactly that.
Yeah, season 6, that was William, I think. And I don't even remember.
William, yeah. That's what you're talking about?
I think what was his name? I think it was. He was kind of there for me. It was the women's season, so I didn't care for him too much.
I'm like, he made Final Four. Like, I don't. And that,
baby, the way he scooted, where he come from? He really did.
You know what?
His long way to that Final Four.
How much has
that's what y'all doing?
The tough thing is Canada's favorites only been around for a couple seasons, but it's like the East Coasters like always win it and they're always around where
without
it's crazy.
Fail. Without
they're bringing the money to the East Coast every single time.
Apparently.
You muted yourself again.
Sorry, I got it.
She gonna blame her daughter. Like,
I don't know which headphone it is.
Don't be blaming Niecy.
Put that one up. No, so I was like, girl, I was trying to watch Vampire Diaries.
Real. That's a show.
Bruh,
That's a show.
Vampire Diaries. I'm doing a rewatch. I watched it back 80 years ago, but it's still good.
Commercial break. That's what I've been watching and binging. I'm on season 7. So
yes, we have to keep you after this.
Yes, we should.
I thought you was finished.
Girl, no, this season is slow.
Yeah, it is. They do got some slow seasons. But pause off commercial break. So anyway, so now Tola nominates Avery and Byyyeee. And again, Tola's personality. I wish he had a HOH earlier. Because I thought it was hilarious. He told Avery, "You done shot at me 2 times. You missed. I don't miss, sis. I don't miss." I was like,
period.
Then Byyyeee. This is gonna lead us into the episode.
This is so fun.
Byyyeee, they spent 20 minutes on Byyyeee. Byyyeee was upset. Tola said that I got HOH first before you. I'm better than you. I look better than you. My shoes better than you. My hair better than you. I got better outfits.
And he got my hair.
Nah, he said all that. But I was just like, she dragged that out like, they're like, oh, we thought it was funny. And the funniest thing to me though was Dougie was so tickled. Byyyeee was upset for real though. I don't care what she was. Okay, whatever. She was upset. She got so bothered. Oh my God. Byyyeee is a character.
Have a meeting. Whew. You didn't have to say all that in front of the house. Like, why would you say that in front of the people? You're not going to see this on live television. That doesn't make sense. That's not fair. You should have came and talked to me first.
Oh my gosh. But I was dying just because that's such like a fun little like, oh, I'm just going to slightly riff at her. Yeah. And it's like, wait, you're taking that serious? Oh, wait, you're actually upset? And I think that's the funniest dynamic to me where it's like, oh, you're actually tripping.
Her values are valid, but still, God.
No, I tweeted about it too. I said, I'm gonna let her live in her truth, but Mama, it was never that deep. It was never that serious. Like, I watched that clip in the comfort of my home, and I said, this is so funny. Like, yes, Tola, like, get into it. And she was laughing with him. So I was like, this is a good banter. We want to see it. Like, let's not forget, this is a show. Like, you're supposed to make a production. Let's make it fun. Like, are we not here to entertain? Or you're not here to entertain at the end of the day?
Come on.
For her to go on a rant and just go off, talk about everyone's gonna think it's embarrassing. I felt like her reaction was embarrassing. Not that.
Yeah, that was embarrassing part, sis.
Because
you would have thought he said, "I'm gonna run over your cat, and then I'm gonna throw it in the
Sounds like he was talking about her mama. Cause
no, seriously, I was like, oh, baby, you know what? Perception is reality. You lived your truth. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not all that. It's really not all that.
He said her greasy headed granny. She ain't got no hair in the bag. Like all that, you would have thought he just went in on her.
Greasy haired granny. Oh Lord.
I mean,
I'll crack it up.
She just bless her heart.
We move into the veto. Okay, the veto. I like this kind of veto. I'm such a fan. I always talk about this. In Big Brother Canada, they do very simple comps. But they're
simple?
There's thought to it. Yeah, I thought this was such a simple comp. You didn't
I'm not saying this one specifically. I'm just saying they comps do not be simple. These complex 4-piece competitions.
They might be complex, but anyone can win them.
Right. They're equitable.
And it'll be long.
They're equitable.
You're telling me I'm not saying Suri would have cooked this comp, but she was laying in bed a lot. No.
Hey, she might be this one. You're right.
Right. No, they are equitable. I will give them that. But I'm like, I don't know if they simple as in it doesn't take much to do them. I would agree with that. But they be complex because they got 17 different parts to them. But yeah,
which makes it fun.
Have a lot of comps that are like have different parts, like Survivor, but they do have some comps that are just very simple. Like, let's stand here and balance a ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's sit in the bed and count something. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying I am a fan I like the comps in general. Because let's be real.
Very equitable.
Big Brother Canada's comps as a whole are better than US. I'm so tired of Big Brother US. I'm tired of it. It's played out, whatever.
But I feel like I'm out of breath looking at they comps in Canada, Chad. I'd be like, "Who?
I know you.
I'm sitting on my bed. I'm like, I'm out of breath."
Like every comp is like going for like 2 hours. With like BBUS, it's like, our endurance comp is like 15 minutes.
A lot of these comps are a lot. These comps are long. I can't remember what comp it was. Or at the finale, I think Josh was saying he was like, yeah, that looked like it was like 20 minutes. He's like, we're going for like 4 hours.
Oh yeah, the one where they had to stack the little chips and all that and push them
he
across.
said it was very long. I was like, see, put that on that's what I want to watch. I would sit there and watch 4 hours, just be like, let me see what y'all doing, because I know y'all tired.
This season, like the toothbrush veto, toothbrush veto.
Yeah, that was long too.
Been on for a long time, and I don't know. I think it's fun where there's always a great equalizer. It's like, you don't immediately jump
the equalizer.
I think Big Brother Canada comps, to me, it's more about will. It's like who wants it actually.
Really wants it.
Big Brother US is more so like, okay, like who's stronger, who's faster, who can hear better when they have a anyways, that's that you get what I'm saying? Like it's just I feel like it's more about will. Even one of that HOH comp that Vivek won, I'm blanking, where there was like the pieces and you had to like run across, like, I feel like that, and then having bribes and like attempts, like that's about will. And those are the competitions that I like the most, because it just shows who wants to be here, who actually wants to win. And I think those are the equitable comps. And I live for them.
Me too.
Agreed.
I'm such a fan of it. So basically during this comp, they had the little buzzer and they had to count the shooting stars. They had temptations through the comp, and Spicy took the first one, and it was a call from home. And Anthony got the 5K. I thought we did see the conversation on, did they show an episode?
I know they showed on Daily, so I'm like, I don't think so.
No, they showed on an episode, not Daily.
Mm-hmm.
They showed it at one point in time, but I thought it was so funny because her boyfriend, Spicy, so I've met Spicy in person once, okay? Mm-hmm. And so if I had to say what her personality is, we talked about this last week. Her personality is Spicy V. She is a production 24/7 of the time. So it tracks. Like when she called her boyfriend, he's like, hey, babe. Yeah, gonna be on again. She's like, it's just like, it just makes sense that Spicy V would have a man that's so mellow because she's so high. So I thought that was really cute. I was like, oh, okay, I want to see what her boyfriend look like though, because I'm always. But anyway,
he's on the timeline. He's on the timeline. I'll send you a picture later.
Is he? Okay, I want to see what he look like. So of course, and of course, everybody is like shocked, like, oh my God, no, we don't want this. Everybody's upset. Todd ends up winning. So here comes the what in the world should I do? Right? What should he do? Wait, Todd won this, right?
Yeah, Todd.
Yeah, Todd won it. He won both. I just realized
he
that.
Sure
He won both
did.
tonight, huh?
Veto King.
Did I jump ahead? Damn, hold on. How many got?
2.
Those 2, and I'm trying to think if there's another one before that. I think he won something else too, but oh no, he got saved. He got saved by Byyyeee. He did not win that. He got saved by Byyyeee.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's 2 comps.
Yeah. True. Yeah, he got saved by Byyyeee. Then he got saved by Spicy. Shoot.
Twice.
I'm calling that my win too. I got 4 wins.
He might as well.
Anyway, listen, I
might as well be his moves.
Hello.
Yeah. So basically Todd wins, and Noms, he plans to keep Noms the same. He doesn't want to mess with Tola's nominations. More so, he don't want Byyyeee to hit the block and or Spicy. I definitely see
Byyyeee was already on the block.
They already on the block.
I mean, excuse me, Spicy. Because I don't know. It's such a weird because
when y'all become best friends,
all of these house guests this season are just weird because you just know, like if somebody wins the con, especially like let's say in BBUS, there are very few times where we're shocked that a veto got used or didn't get used. We're like, yeah, it's gonna get used. It's not. This season is kind of like, oh, Todd definitely using a veto on Byyyeee. Duh, he just used it on her. He made this whole thing about about Dennis using Byyyeee, and he put him up. Da da da. Oh no, he gonna use it. Todd's like, nah, I ain't gonna use it.
Listen, I tweeted this. I said one thing about this season. This cast, they don't care if you've ever used a veto on them before. Dennis used it on Vivek. Vivek sent him home the very next week. Kayla used the veto on Byyyeee before she still voted her out. Byyyeee used the veto on Todd the week before, and he left her on the block. So they don't care.
I truly want to know their mindset because, like, in my head, the only way I could justify it is like Todd is treating Big Brother like, oh, if I use a veto on Byyyeee, it's a shot at Spicy. When it's like in your head, it's really just like, oh, I want to save Byyyeee. I'm gonna save Byyyeee. Spicy's not gonna trip about it. We saw her reaction after. She said, "How did I do that?" Did Spicy? How much did Spicy do? I forget, but like, I don't know. Just save your homie. That's what it's all about.
Right, exactly. See, I mean, this point in the game is just like I need to keep my people in as long as I can. So
yeah,
I don't
unless y'all think they can beat me. Yeah, you can go.
But that's what's shocking to me is that like Byyyeee herself was like, "Keep me on the block." What? You are not. I'm sorry. Ain't no day I'm gonna sit on the block and tell y'all leave me on the block. Have you lost it? Like, I'm sorry. What
are you smoking crack?
What show is this? Like, Avery's okay with being a pawn all the time.
No,
House gets okay with being on the pawn. Now Byyyeee, her ally, has won, and you're telling him not to use it. That's what's crazy to me. You want to know? I don't want Spicy to be on the block. She has a better resume than you. Even if she sits on the block and you keep her, she's on the block. Now she can't say,
"You don't want to be on the block." Against Spicy.
Like,
honestly,
there's just things that need to be said. Like, I don't
These folks don't want to stay because I would have put Spicy on that block so we can, if we want to send her home, we'll think about it. Let's think about if we want her gone or not.
And listen, at this point, the show almost over. I would have said, "Listen, Spicy, my girl, okay, but you got to look at it like this. She already has a resume, okay? She has a very strong resume. Do you want her to add never been on the block to her resume? We want people anyway. Do we want to add that?
Take it away.
Not to mention Dougie as well. You know what I'm saying?
And that's how petty I am. Even if I don't want you gone, I want to take that away from you. So go ahead and sit on that block real quick, sis.
Quickly.
But that's why Todd is the perfect ally, because he doesn't think that far ahead. He don't. He's the perfect ally.
No, I'm kidding. My bad.
But that's the thing. Like, he kind of just be
ally on the cool.
doing whatever, whenever, when the wind blows. Like, damn. Like, if I knew that if I used a veto on one person, they would have my back 100%, even though I don't got theirs. I would do it. Todd, he's the perfect ally. And to me, it's like the vote can flip at any time. Y'all don't have majority.
Listen,
Tola is
anytime.
HOH. I would take Byyyeee off because, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, things can change. Todd's number one is Byyyeee. So keep your number one safe. If the number two has to sit there on the block and look cute, look pretty,
so be it.
That's fine. Be it. But at least your number one is safe.
It's like 100% safe.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I will say, do y'all think that they accidentally backed their way into the right decision? Like, if Spicy touched that block, Spicy would have been going. Which
I don't think she
who's Avery a number for? And I guess that's ultimately the question. Avery, which I think would have benefited everyone, would have had like no one, was so tight with Spicy, and
she still would have like.
But I don't know.
Her and Byyyeee would have been cool still. That would have been moved to her number one, I think. Opinion.
Yes, I think that assessment is correct. Based off like her ranking of like her top 3 allies, she said it was Victoria, Byyyeee, and I can't remember who she said the third. She told me her third one was Kayla. Kayla wasn't in the house when I interviewed her. So I was like, Alas, girl. I can't say, these interviews sometimes I just have to, I can't say too much. I can't do too much. I can't say too much. So when she said that to me, I thought, really? She's your number 3? Did she not go home on your HOH?
No, it had to be her twin that ran HOH. Because, sis, you just put on the block and said the home and pointing fingers at her. This was you.
That's why I was shocked. So I think if Victoria would have gone, Byyyeee would have been her number 1. However, Avery's relationship with Todd is not like as strong as a Victoria and Todd, in my opinion. And when I interviewed her, she thought that despite them both telling her that Todd put her up, that Tola actually did, which again don't make no sense to me, but my sister living your truth. So I don't think the relationship is fully there. So it could have opened the doorway for maybe like Alexis, but she doesn't trust Alexis, so that was never gonna happen. So maybe Anthony was her best bet. But I don't know.
But even then, Anthony wouldn't have trusted her like that either, because he understood. That's why she would have went home regardless. I don't think Spicy would have went home because Anthony like,
oh, for sure.
Spicy got me. Spicy is delusional enough to think she should go to final 2 with me. This one right here, no, ma'am. She got to go. Because he can't do nothing with Avery. Avery would not be 100% loyal to him. So he would never have kept her in the house.
And I'm going to be very real. I think, I could be wrong. Avery, of course, I had high hopes for Avery going in, but she became an absolute puppet the entire game. I'm very curious. Like, I feel like if Spicy had went home in a double, obviously HOH, but I wonder, can this girl play a game by herself? Like, can she play a game for herself? Because let's be real, she played Big Brother for Spicy V, whatever Spicy told her.
Spicy say move,
it's time to get mad out. But Matt's my best friend.
Player in the house.
She's like, put him up. She said, bet, I'm going to put him up. Oh, well, I think it's time to put Lex up, Nah, let's do Kayla. Nah, are you sure you want to do Kayla? Yeah, I'm going to put Kayla up then. Like, Avery, sis, have a mind of your own. So I'm just, because we already know it was a setup. They asked me who her favorite person was in the beginning, in her bio. And I was just like, as soon as they said that and they highlighted that in her bio, I was like, she's going to be in the house. And we see exactly what she did.
I try to give grace to Avery here because I think about if I was in the house, Spicy V wouldn't have played me like that. But let's say Ika Wong was in the house.
Talk about it. If
Dawn came into the house,
period.
Even someone like a Taylor Hale, like if those women came into the house, women that I respect, I feel as though in my heart, like honestly, let's be real. I have played minis like orgs with some of these reality stars. Like I think I played with someone who came on your show 2 weeks ago or something, Daniel. And I had Daniel's back, period, point blank in the period. Like I was not gonna do Daniel no wrong, but that's like my homeboy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like in a game, I can understand when your favorite player, because I was Spicy's favorite player. Your favorite player comes into the house, I can understand where the bias is. So I can understand. I try to give her grace with that. I don't want to say too much because I ultimately think at the end of the game, I came into this world by myself. I came into this house by myself. So I'm going to leave with the cash prize by myself.
Period.
Well. So I just try to give her grace there because I think ultimately she would have been loyal and taken her to final 2. But I understand maybe up to this point why she would have been loyal. That being said, I think this whole season would have been entirely different if we didn't have the vets. I think this game shakes out.
Completely different game.
Avery plays a different game. Avery in the beginning was a menace. She was a line.
She's gonna play a good game.
With Vivek, she was
everywhere.
Almost the whole house, and then the vets
really
come in
good social game.
Well, the thing is, I think Spicy realized that Avery was playing such a game, and she was like, "No, I need her all to myself." So she started nipping and clipping all those other, places that she was digging her hands in, so she could only be attached.
Everybody Avery said she was close to
gone, and that's what I would do too. I'm taking everybody that you like. I want you to myself, selfishly. Yeah. So I need you to be loyal to me and only me. So I'm going to take out everybody that you say you're talking to. Oh, thank you. That's cute. I'm gonna run up to the HOH. Yeah, I think Dennis needs to go. He is kind of doing a little too much. Oh, Caleb, Matt. I don't know. Him and Lex is getting a little too. Yeah.
Wait, y'all are telling me that Godfrey would play me? No,
he would.
No,
that is his all-time favorite.
I'm throwing my game away for Godfrey. I don't care.
Yeah, you tripping. And I'm gonna be on this podcast like, let me tell y'all what Eli has done did. Hey. A mess.
Listen.
Hey, get a chance to play with your favorite player though. It's like, hey, once in a lifetime. Yeah. Money can't beat that.
I'm cut through. You getting cut.
That's my problem.
But I would, just like Dougie's playing, that would be me. I would be trying to, let me try to sow these seeds in the background. Like,
yeah,
hey, let me tell you about my fade. You probably gonna beat all of us.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, we are at the final 6. Why they ain't touched the block yet? All of us didn't touch the block, but them.
You want
what
some
they
meat?
tell us?
Get some meat. Like, I would just be throwing them little, put that in the back of your mind. Put that in the back of your mind. Actually, that's a good little segue. This was actually before the veto, but I forgot to mention it. They talked about it on an episode where Spicy tried to, I guess, do a little whatever with Dougie. Told Dougie that Todd said that he's tired of Dougie manipulating everybody and that he gonna be on the block next. As Dougie was looking like out of all the people to say that, like, Todd really just be chilling. Todd be minding his business. And one thing Todd really don't do, Todd really be lying. If Todd gonna take you out, Todd be like, yeah, you're going home. I would put you up. I would put you up. That's exactly what I'm saying. Dougie went automatically to Tola and was like, I see what Spicy doing. She's trying to make it so the girls don't hit the block. She's trying to make me get into your ear to say, oh, you know what? Todd needs to be on the block. I already see right through it. But we already know Dougie really has this game figured out for the most part. And then it's so funny to me that they had the little like, okay, let's go to the next scene. And Spicy and Avery are talking. I'm like, we're so good at this game. We got Dougie.
Production was so funny for that. They were so funny.
Oh my god, they being messy in the room.
They need to realize who they're picking. Todd, Mr. Golden Retriever. You think he said all that to Spicy B? Like, come on.
Right.
You need to pick and choose your words carefully. Like, you have to, if you're gonna lie on someone, you kind of have to embody them. There's an art of finesse, and Spicy B does not have it. She don't have it when it comes to throwing competitions, and she don't got it when she has to lie on people.
No finesse.
Tell me, Todd from the East Coasters and all that about what? Like, come on, be serious. Come on,
right?
Come on.
The man don't even know how veto work. How he gonna string together all this? What?
It's a mess. So basically, throughout the week, Avery, she just knew she was staying, and then she had the moment, the thought, like, why is Bailey acting so comfortable? Because she's comfortable. She's comfortable. One thing Bailey does not know how to do well is chill. So if she's at the point to where she can chill, it's a problem if you're on the block with her. Because she freaks out all the time. So if she's cool, calm, and chill, she has had enough reassurance in the house to know that she is staying. So, girl, there is a situation brewing.
And she's sitting up in the car. I don't know, Spice. Bailey's looking too comfortable. I need to have some more conversations with.
You do.
No, there's no other conversation to be had, baby. You're going home, rightfully so.
You're going home.
It's it.
We have seen Spicy and Anthony at numerous occasions move mountains. We've seen it.
Yeah.
So for Spicy to act like, I don't know, it depends on
It would have been an indicator too.
Avery. That's why I was so confused by Avery. Like, I was just like, sister, is it not adding up to you? Like, these people move mountains, and she's sitting there, I don't know. Like,
she's been in a room when the mountains are moved, so she know how it works.
Well, exactly. She knows. She, out of everyone, should know.
She was in denial,
and that's why I was shook. I think that's the issue. I think there's an ego. I'm not trying to come for her personally. I'm talking strictly game, but I think there was an ego to Avery where she feels as though, hot chocolate
for sure.
should have my back. Have you had hot chocolates back this entire time?
No.
Kayla is out the door on your HOH. Now you want to all of a sudden remember hot chocolate? Like, that's not how it works.
I think that part that was upsetting me because she got hot chocolate this and hot chocolate that and
ain't no hot chocolate no.
Oh, now you need because you want hot chocolate together because it's gonna keep you in the game. Oh, now we hot chocolate. Was you hot chocolate last week when you threw Caleb on the block? Regardless, if you had some beef with her, you sent Tola home. You figured out the next week. Like, don't sit up here and put your girl on the block and then want to talk about, well, hot chocolate, we're gonna still go on and she just gotta go because we can't trust her. And then now you on the block the next week. Now you need hot chocolate strong.
And it's crazy. Go ahead, Eli.
I was just gonna say it's the same thing that we saw Anthony and Lex talk about, where it's like, and they seen that, where it's like, oh yeah, hot chocolate is really only a thing when it benefits Spice and Avery. It doesn't benefit us at all. So it's like, why do we have to be tied to that at all?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And to me, what was crazy is that previous week, poor Kayla, my sister,
my girl,
she was sitting into the room with Avery and Victoria. She said, I was doing this for hot chocolate. I thought the priority was hot chocolate. Well, we never said the priority was hot chocolate. It was the girls. I'm like,
that
you did all of that spewing last week. This week, all of a sudden is, hot chocolate better have our back. You literally admitted that you don't care for hot chocolate the previous week. And now when you're in danger, and that's what's mind-boggling to me, because it's like, you're sitting there and you feel so comfortable when Victoria has not reassured you her vote. She said, you're good. Like, no, she's saying the same thing to Byyyeee, and you know that. That's
she literally was like, I don't know. Maybe I misheard, but I really feel like Victoria once upon a time told her, like, I don't know. I really don't want to think like this, but I'm just not sure if we're going to be able to get the vote. Like, she said something along. I was like, ooh, she telling you to your face, girl, that you ain't got the vote.
Listen.
And she went to talk to Anthony, and Anthony was like, I don't want to put my game in jeopardy. And so I don't. I'm like, okay, so he's.
I wish Anthony would have been like, if Victoria votes to keep you, I'm going to keep you. I wish he would have said that, because that would have put Victoria under the fire. And I wish Lexus would have said the same thing. The two of them should have kikied together and said, we're going to put it on Victoria. Whoever Victoria decides to go home will be who goes home. Like that.
And listen,
when it gets Avery bitter, it would have been perfect. But alas.
And you know what? I also would have said, we need to sit down and talk to Byyyeee and let her know she's going home. So Spicy, if you want to keep Avery, we have to tell Byyyeee that she's going, because you don't want to vote for her. I would have put that all on her. That would have possibly burned 2 jury votes.
Yeah. And that's why I really wish, and I know I'm skipping ahead, but that's why with this veto, I really wish he would have just took Byyyeee off that block. Make her choose. Make her show her cards. Blow her game up. But once again, like you said, he ain't got enough foresight looking ahead of the game to see how that could be beneficial for him. Because if you expose her, you chilling, brother, to final 3 pretty much. Because ain't nobody gonna be looking at you after she has to choose between 2 people that they thought could trust her. Oh yeah, that was a smooth ride for him to the final 3.
Yep.
And I think it had repercussions, because I was watching digital dailies today, and Byyyeee and Victoria had a conversation. I'm skipping ahead in the timeline, but they had a conversation, and Byyyeee was like, Victoria, I feel some type of way that you didn't like cast your vote to keep me. Like it made me feel some type of way when the votes are so close.
Yep.
They should have applied so much pressure because Avery left thinking, oh my God, at least Victoria didn't let me leave on a 3 to, like, she gave me a vote. It wasn't an unanimous vote. It was a 3-1. That move right there just gave Victoria a better like position with Avery. Not that it could have been even any better, but it really just solidified her. They could have put damage in that. And sometimes I wish that they would view it from a jury management part. Once jury is in, let's start thinking about jury management. Even the goodbye messages lack
terrible.
They are not.
The audacity in Kayla's goodbye message, those pissed me off. Besides Anthony,
absolutely.
He was, but the girls, you just
Bailey?
doing too much, so we have to get you.
Bailey wouldn't have nobody vote for me. They would have said Trees is Bailey and Bailey on the block. Who you voting for? Arissa is who I'm voting for. I would have been all the way bitter. I'm not giving a
Topaz, forget both keys. Be like, oh, I forgot both my keys. I can't vote.
Exactly.
I refuse to vote. You better call Canada vote because I ain't voting for either one of them. Or call Marsha the Moose or something. See what Marsha wants because I'm not.
So, of course, Avery ends up going 3-1. Spicy does end up giving her that one little vote. Avery, I'm sorry. Baby. I was so ready for her to go. I was done with Avery for this season. I really was.
Getting it.
I want to see how she would play without Spicy again, but I don't think I want to see her play again. I don't know.
Baby talk.
Maybe, yeah. She gotta clean up that baby talk because that was annoying. But I honestly, Avery was not a bad player. I just
she wasn't.
Play the game for yourself, sis. Because I'm really like looking at besides the girls, because I do feel like the girls would have gave her a vote just because girls. But like, would she clutch any other votes? Like, depending on who she's against, I don't know. Her jury management, of course, though, was terrible.
Props to Avery for being a bit of an agent of chaos. I'm always a fan of someone who doesn't make perfect game moves. I'm not here for you have to do this going into the week. Like, she was willing to like flip her ideas midweek and take shots that I never expected, and I always appreciate that in a player.
But they weren't her.
They were dumb or not. Whether they were dumb or not, girl, you took them shots.
Hey,
at least she wasn't scared.
She was scared when it came to Dougie, though. She did all that talking, but she never put him up like she said she was. So
listen, that was one thing for me because she was talking really heavy about Dougie. Okay, we're gonna bring this back. She was like, "Nah, you know what? If I win HOH next week, I'm not gonna put up Dougie. But the week after, if I win, I'm doing it." What she do? She won that week after. You know what it was?
No, a day after, because that was right after the movie Massacre. So it's like a day after.
Crickets.
That's the issue with this cast. A lot of people see the shot that needs to be taken, but they don't want to do it themselves. Like, Tola is very guilty of this. Why are you telling Todd, oh, you need to go after Victoria? Are you not HOH currently? Are you not currently HOH?
Do you know who
you have the decision to put her up? Like, I was like, what are you talking about, Tola? And like, when I spoke to him, he was like, "Oh, it's just because like I wanted someone else to do that move so I could set myself up." Like,
right, I did see that part, yeah.
But like, I was like,
his reasoning did not make a little sense. I was a little confused with some of his, like his answer that you were asking him. I was like, "Tola, that didn't answer her question because you talking about I don't even know what he said. That's why I was so confused because you were asking like, so why would you
like me
not?"
Too.
Oh my god!
And so I'm like, Tola, that don't add up, brother.
That's what I struggle with sometimes is because like you have to submit your questions beforehand. So like sometimes I can't follow up what I don't understand, so I just gotta smile and nod.
Roll with the punch, like okay. So next question.
It's to keep the jury aspect intact, which is important. Like that's absolutely important,
for sure.
You know. But then sometimes I sit it there and I'm like, oh, like I wish I could say this.
I would have been like,
I wish I could. Yeah, like
my eye would be twitching some of them questions. Like, I know you didn't. Ooh, don't say nothing, please. Don't say nothing.
But yeah, I don't know. Avery saying that she needed to take Avery is upsetting me because she had so much potential. Her crying with Dougie week 1 that should have bonded them, and she should have kept giving reassurance. I thought she would play with both the vets properly, but I just feel like she was so, constantly with Victoria, like constantly like, getting into her and providing her with information, and he wasn't doing the work to do that with other people. And that's where I ultimately think that she failed, because Byyyeee shines in this. She's able to, talk to other people, and like, whereas Avery, I don't know why she thinks she has the luxury of kind of like tossing people aside, tossing Lexus away, tossing Victoria.
Yeah, she got that spicy spirit. Cause that's what spicy do.
They be calling her daughter, so I mean,
it's something.
Avery V, that's her name.
Come on,
Avery
now.
V.
Because that's what spicy. If we look at spicy tosses away relationships like it's trash in the trash can. Like she's like, oh, don't need this no more. Cool, that's it. Next, like she doesn't care, but that works for spicy because she's spicy. Avery, that's not who you are, or it shouldn't be. You tried to be, and now look where it got you. Tossing relationships that were crucial to you. Kayla and Matt would have been soldiers for you moving forward, baby. That would have been easy.
I think so. I do think Matt was loyal. We knew Kayla Alexis was. Matt was loyal. I think she definitely messed up.
Y'all need to look at Matt's likes, okay? I'm not gonna say too much, but I be seeing the tweets he be liking, like what he likes. Like,
ooh,
I think
I have to go check that out.
I was having a conversation with someone, and they were like, "Oh, there was no point in keeping Matt. Like, Matt would have put up Avery."
Big point.
I said, "No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't." And then he went, and I didn't tag him nothing. He went and he liked my tweet. I said, "Yeah, brother knows." Like, he wouldn't have done that. Like, he was so loyal to her. And I think this whole aspect of like a showman, I understand it, but when both of them are supposedly in the same alliance as you take them out.
That's a dub for you.
Like they are already such a big deal. You don't need to do all of that. Like, I don't know, very strange.
And like later down the line, of course, you might need to make a move to split them up. But like they're like, come on,
that's too early.
That should have been tied going
home,
baby.
In your thing, right?
That's who should have been. I'm sorry to Tall Nation, but he should have been in place of Matthew. He should have been gone.
Yeah. On
good
the pool,
and gone.
Ty gonna mess around with this season while y'all playing. Shoot.
And Natalie asked who was gonna win AFP. Probably Ty, based on what Josie said. He's from East Coast.
Natalie, girl, let me tell you something. When it comes to Canada, if he's blonde and white and he comes from the East Coast, he is going to win. Like
easy.
I can't.
Nobody has a chance.
And the thing is that, and this is a conversation for all of the franchises, okay? There's always going to be a niche group of people who are dedicated and who are going to vote for one person. So we, as the rest of the collective, need to sit down together and have a meeting.
We call them Facebook.
Who do we actually want to win? But we never want to be on the same front. And that's why Cameron won the AFP last season. Because the whole AmeriCorps stance wanted to keep it one way. You had people wanted to keep Sharif, Felicia. There's too much division. So then that niche group gets to, elevate mediocreness. I said it. Cameron was mediocre last season. And Todd, he's a little, like, he makes me laugh a little because he's giving very himbo. But alas, like, he's not my favorite player. No. But we can never be united on one front, and that's why we need to hold meetings. We need to sit the
call the town hall, cousin.
No, you know what needs to happen.
All the Avengers sit on a spaces on Twitter and decide once and keep it like that.
What needs to happen? Which they will never ever do again. I know they would never ever do it again. I would really wish, just going forward, Canada's favorite player, America's favorite player, it needs to be very transparent. Like, y'all manipulate everything. We know this, okay? I want it to be very, very transparent. Like when they did for Celebrity Big Brother for Tamar, and then they did the hashtag for her. That woman was trending. I know. I remember when that happened on Twitter. I looked at the tag, people like, I don't know why this is trending, but it's my girl Tamar, so I'm just gonna put hashtag BB Tamar. Like, do you know one thing we people do? I don't know what happened, but we all do. It's us. Cool. I just wish it would be more transparent, but that's another story.
Yeah, I love how, like, when it came, to Davon and Tiffany to get AFP.
Oh yeah, we voted that together
Could you
for
send
sure.
it to your mama's cousin, auntie? We sitting in the work group chats. We telling everybody, our auntie been missing.
I voted on my friend's phone.
But it's like, we need help to find her. Could you text this number to help find our auntie, like Tiffany, our auntie Davon? Like, I need.
But we had them campaigns together.
It was fun
and successful.
Well, yes, and even Taylor Hale's a good example. But that's because we, as an ensemble, could honestly look at the bigger picture. On every other season where there is no bigger picture, that's where it becomes an issue. That's why we can't, be united. I would love for all of
Natalie,
us to have that town hall and to discuss.
Who is Rick?
Another story.
Okay.
Cameron's super fan.
Oh Lord.
Oh girl.
Sorry to this man. I don't know this man.
No.
I thought this was a Big Brother Canada player.
I wouldn't recognize him on the time. I'm sorry to this man.
I was about to say DM us the social media, so I thought it was a Big Brother Canada player, chat.
No, that mess.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just for this season, I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of Bailey stands. I'm seeing a lot of the delicious stands, Spicy V stands. So I don't think we can be united and conquer what is our nation.
No, we're not getting this.
I will be the AFP, is what it's looking like.
Yeah. So I think we need to be at peace with that and reconvene next season and hash it out.
Yeah. Right, for sure. So we're gonna move right into this double. So the double was good. I want to say that it wasn't like because let's be real, but like double would have been like, huh?
I said before you start the double, Miss Arissa Cox, ma'am, don't ever have my heart falling out of my chest like that ever again. Because
I was so excited.
We have never done this in the history ever. 4 people going home in one night. I said, hold on, they didn't trick us.
I know.
They didn't trick us.
I was like,
so we supposed to be the final 3?
She is so funny for that. You know what?
Oh my God.
Production is so funny.
You're like, Arissa, what? Huh? Like, I wonder if she told them that. And she's like, nah, just playing.
She said, good thing that's not even happening tonight. But it is a double.
Bruh. I'm cracking up that everybody was so for it, though. Like, down my timeline was like, we can do 4.
Forget a triple. Give me that quadruple. I would have been set. I would have lived. I would have lived.
Listen, final 2 next week. Let's wrap it up.
Because how unexpected is a quadruple? Like nobody, people anticipate a double, a triple. We know it's been thrown out there a couple times, but a quadruple, baby.
Hey,
yeah, that would have been.
I kind of want to see it.
Now
they gonna do it too. Watch them do it next.
A double where one person goes home, and then straight into the triple format where it's like.
Yep.
On the block, put them
like, ooh. And you know how I want them to do it? Like, because we know Big Brother can't love a pre-tape. Go ahead, pre-tape their first double, okay? Put them in the bed, make them go to sleep, give them an hour, and wake up. Time for another one. My favorite thing in Big Brother is when they catch them off guard. And the most off guard is when my bonnet is on. Like, my glasses on the nightstand. I don't even know where it's at because they had fell. My little cup of water right here. Wake me up in the middle of the night. Come on. What? We doing what? You have what season was that where they're like, you got a minute to get to the backyard?
That was
9. 5 season. Oh.
No, that was in US and
that was Taylor Hill. That was Taylor Hill where they had the Cooper Clock one.
What was
they did that to tie them too.
Snake? What's his name?
They also did it in season 6 in a different way. They had them drink and party the night before. That's one of my favorite comps. They had them drink, party. They
made them get drunk, right? Yep.
They got them drunk. Marin was pretending to drink, and then the next day they are puking while doing the competition. Like that, I like those cops. Bring them back.
They would never do that in UBS, but that was so good. That's why BB Canada loved to let them get drunk. I love it. They don't want us to see it. But they will let them get drunk. And I was just like, they're on vacation, basically.
Baby, they love sending them they little alcohol. They love it.
Yeah.
So do. Yes, but I need them to wake up in the middle of the night what's going on?
We always talk about this, like bring back those in the middle of the night competitions so everybody just oriented. We need it. It's unexpected, so you can't be preparing for it. Because I'm tired of people being able to be on the feeds. This is really for US. I'm tired of them knowing what's coming, what competition they think.
Yeah, BBS is so predictable, and that's what's like, oh.
Yeah. I don't even want the double being predictable because they've been talking about the double. No, let's do the double week 2. Scare everybody.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That would be crazy because too many people.
That's what I'm saying. They would never expect it. Like, throw extra people in the house, okay? Y'all always do 16 houses. Do 18. Go 2 doubles in
quadruple.
Yeah. Just don't do it when it's like we know it's coming. Like, it's so much better when it's like we know a double's coming this week, and then they're like, then the double comes and they're like, y'all knew. Y'all been talking about it all week.
We got our whole game plan and everything. Every scenario is covered.
Right.
That's why we need to bring back expect the unexpected.
Is this
the motto of the show?
We need
the motto of the show?
Well, the motto became "but first," which is kind of crazy.
Lord Jesus, it is definitely a new one.
It wasn't that great, but first it's not that great. I'm sorry. That's just like a
moving back to the unexpected.
Yeah, it's a tradition. There's nothing unexpected about the show anymore, and that's what I hate that about it. I hate predictability when it comes. I mean, let me not lie. I like predictability when it means my faves are safe.
Okay.
And I like this about us. Like, we can be honest. Like, we be like, no, we don't mind a steamroll if it's our faves. I mean, it's boring, yes, but hey, our faves are safe. But yeah.
But that's why I like this season a little bit, because everyone was talking about Dougie steamrolling. Now he's fighting for it. It's giving winner's arc. I'm sorry. It's giving narrative.
It is.
Yes, come back. Like, it's setting himself up to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
And at this point, the man deserved the game. Like, the Caleb move alone for me, I would crown him 2 times, 3 times, 4 times over.
The Dennis move with Vivek deserves the win. That was one.
Yeah.
The Kayla move is another one. Like, this man's resume is insane. Like, I don't want to go to a
the crazy thing is, there's still a slight chance that he loses in final 2, which is so scary.
It is.
No,
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, but I'm
we ain't talking about it. No, he ain't gonna do it. Anyway, let's get through this.
He gonna have to win though, y'all. He gonna have to start. He gotta win like he did today. I'm sorry.
But okay, we're going to ahead. Let me let Tracy. You know,
go ahead.
Yeah, we got 3 minutes to cover the double. Not just playing. So we gonna set aside some Dougie conversation because we already know that's the GOAT of BB12 this season for sure. Yeah. That's just for you, Ty. Just for you. So anyway, the HOH comp for the double, it was dope. I really liked it. We got to see Ty fine ass run his little ass into the house. Yes, we love it. Summer, gorgeous.
Oh my God, beautiful
hair, body,
all of it. She was gorgeous. Cindy, oh Lord, she was in there. I don't know what that other girl name is. I ain't gonna mention her because I don't like her.
Tara was in there.
No, don't know who that is.
Oh,
Renee Cool. Tara, no. If we say her name, we ain't say her name. The fans are gonna come out. Y'all, if y'all were on Twitter.
She like Bloody Mary. You say her name 3 times.
No, don't say it. Please tell me y'all want to. Her fans were insufferable. I blocked them and they kept
of a Bowie Jane stand.
It's like it's like you kill one and then they spread into 8 more. Like, what is going on?
Literally,
but they had Roe in there.
Oh,
huh? What you gonna say?
I said we had Roe in there. Rohan.
Yeah, Rohan. That was funny because especially we've been talking about him all season. I'm like,
he really has.
So I was
been missing him quite a bit.
Yeah, but Hope was there. A vibe.
Yeah, Hope
was there.
It was a good little comp. I'm cracking
up.
His little mystery man.
Shout out Craig Brown.
Yep.
A fan favorite. I stand.
Mystery man. Who was? I wish. Do we ever find out who that was?
Yeah, Craig
Yes.
Brown, of
He was a
course. How do
villain.
you not know Craig Brown, Eric?
Yeah,
You know,
y'all
you're
saying it
saying
was
BB
Trevor
Cannon.
Boris.
Hey.
I'm like, y'all have clearly never seen Trevor Boris in your life. That is not Trevor Boris. I
Hey,
don't think
Eric's not a Big Brother Canada fan. He hasn't watched BBCAN12. Walk with me, y'all.
I haven't.
Who won Big Brother Canada 3?
No,
Oh
I'm
my
kidding.
God,
He
Sarah.
wasn't even on BBCAN3. I'm just trying to
Sarah.
trick Eric. I'm
He's just
sorry. I'm
being-
sorry, y'all. Eric,
I was
I
gonna say,
could have convinced
did
him.
I watch that season?
Do y'all know who this
Sarah.
man is for real?
Big Godfrey Manguiza.
Y'all don't know who this man
Manguiza
is.
got second place. Let's not rewrite history now. Let's not rewrite history.
Yeah. That blonde
That
lady.
blonde lady.
There we go. That blonde lady.
Is Sarah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah. Shout out Sarah. Love Sarah.
Yes.
Mhm.
But yes, I was like,
So,
who's that man?
So basically, the comp, they had the numbers on their backs and they had to add them up. Da da da. Okay, Spicy goes and types in 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3,
Listen,
4.
Spicy was good at numbers, so I was just like, she probably got this. We did okay. So we were talking about this last night. I was like, did she throw it? Was she trying? But I was like, dang, if she was trying to throw it, she picked a pretty good number. Like, sis, that's pretty accurate. But she
I
was
need to
saying, she was telling them, I was trying to throw it. I was trying to throw it. I was trying to throw it. So, we all know when she actually throws, she'll go to the camera by herself and say, I threw that, guys, but we didn't get that chance in the daily today. What you about to say, Josie?
I need to get into Spicy V for a second. I'm sorry, I gotta drag her just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Drag her, please.
Because Spicy V loves to say that she's throwing and she does everything but throw. Like, what do you mean? Hope is running around with 7, I think it was 753, if I remember properly.
Mm-hmm.
Already that means additionally it has to be in the thousands, right?
Yeah.
Then you're saying, okay, if you're looking around, there's not that many heavy numbers. There wasn't 100 there.
She definitely should have went over. You always go over.
If you want to throw, you put 0, or no, not even 0, because everyone can overestimate and then you automatically win. You put something like 2 billion. Like
over.
You exaggerate.
Always over.
She does not do that. That's my issue with Spicy. I wanted to throw, guys. I didn't want to win this. No, you didn't, because you don't know how to throw. When you're trying to throw, you're overacting. You're giving us Disney Channel, good luck Charlie tease. Then when it comes to numbers, you're giving us an actual approximate number that makes sense. Like she just doesn't understand the art of throwing. There is a meticulous way of doing things. I think there are a few people who have mastered the art of throwing in the Big Brother universe, and she is not one of them. I'm sick and tired. Don't say that you were throwing the competition, because then you're just pissing me off. Imagine you wanted to win that comp so badly, and someone puts 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're telling you in their face, "Oh, I threw it. I put 1, 2, 3, 4." That would piss me off. Like, it would not go with me.
To that point, too. Go ahead. You want to? I'll go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Spicy. Like, there's a phrase. She likes to have her toe in the water in these comps, but she almost has like her whole leg in the water in terms of playing in these comps and throwing them, because it's like, you can say, "Oh, I wanted to throw it." This is the second time there was even, or I guess, 7 people lost that question, but we almost saw her win when Elisha won his veto on the questions, where she's like, I put the wrong answer, and then like, no, I'm gonna stay just to have my toe in the water and keep going. And he almost messed around and won HOH.
Yep.
I do think she wanted to win, and I think it's a classic little, "Oh no, I won. I don't want to make a decision." But it's also like,
my thing is, if I'm her allies, I'm pissed off. I'm putting you on the block next week because this is a double eviction. Why would? What you mean you throwing in a double eviction?
You're not my ally. If you want to
throw a double,
listen. If you're gonna do anything in Big Brother, throw all the comps for all you care. The double you do not throw.
Not a double.
You don't throw the
not
double.
a double.
The double is the room for where anything can happen.
That was the first thing I got.
You as my ally, like Avery just went home. Avery just went home. How are you sitting here as my ally saying I want to throw? And this is my issue with some of the house guests. They're not clocking into the tea, because why do you feel so comfortable throwing a comp? Because you're in the middle. That should tell me everything. Byyyeee should clock that. Anthony should clock that. Why do you always feel comfortable throwing competitions? Why is that always your go-to?
This late in the game at that.
That's what's crazy to me.
I mean, Dougie be throwing a lot of comps too.
But he don't be yelling into the rooftops. He's not
He
telling
stopped
people
you.
I'm throwing it. I
Yeah.
put 1, 2, 3, 4 on a
No, nobody
double.
check that. He never says,
then-
yeah, y'all threw that. He never says it. Spicy. Oh, I did not want to win that, guys. Oh my God. She does it every
So
week.
he's on the completely other end of the spectrum then, because then he want to be in the DR crying and sad and mad that his allies is on the block. Well, sir, if you would have just won the competition, you wouldn't be worried about this now, would you?
Well, yes, but sometimes I feel like Anthony says he
Well,
starts
yes.
competitions, but I don't think
He like he was losing. He couldn't win it.
You
What
know
did
what?
Tiffany, my
And-
good sis, my friend Tiffany said, if you wanted to, if you could
You
have, you
would.
would have. Yeah.
Well, yes. Well, yes. And so, quite frankly, yeah, especially if it was supposed to be off with like after she won that. I said, you don't know what the art of subtlety is. You don't know what the art of throwing is. Like this is why I feel like the house guests aren't fully there. Like they're not actually listening. There's no active listening happening in that house. Or else half of these people would not be here right now. Like if there was active listening, like someone put me in that house.
That was the first thing, maybe because I'm a therapist, so I'm used to actively listening. But that was the first thing I was like, "You getting a double? What you mean you threw? Like, and you telling me
Even
this?
if you did, don't tell nobody. The only person you tell is DR.
That part.
None of the DR sis.
That needs to be between you and God, baby. Don't even tell them. Because the DR gonna be like, do you think that she threw that competition or yeah? So I wouldn't even tell the DR.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But she won,
So,
y'all.
Yeah, Spicy won. And of course, a little drama ensues. It comes down to who she's gonna put on the block. We all know Tola hitting the block. There's no ifs, ands, buts about
That was
right?
not, yeah. He
comes
should just
down
sat down
to
on there.
right. It comes, you go and take your seat. It comes down to like who's gonna be the next person on the block. Spicy, of course, they had already prior to this conversation said next week they putting Tola and Lex on the block. They've been talking about this. They've been new. But you know, Spicy has to do her theatrical thing. I don't know. She asked Lex, will you go on the block? Lex said, girl, you told me you were gonna put me up. What's going on? And
I think Lex did a great.
I was with her because she was just like, no. Now, girl, she should have straight up said.
She said, even as a pawn? And look, here go Dougie.
She said, no, I meant that you wouldn't go up as a target. You're going up as a pawn. No, ma'am. Hitting that block is hitting the block. I don't know why they don't get it through their minds. I have to say this. I don't know why they don't get it through their minds that if you hit the block, you're not a target, you're not a pawn. The HOH does not get the single vote. If people get that out of their mind, Big Brother game would go back old school. If you're on the block, pawns go home. Where do you think you've heard that
all
before?
The time.
If you are on the block, you put me on the block, therefore we are no longer in an alliance. You put me on the block, that means my game is expendable to you. You put me on the block, I am going to take it out.
They muted.
No.
He was cussing. He was
preaching. Hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back. Congregation, let's go back. Keep going, sister.
Listen, you put me on the block. I don't care what it is. I don't care. It could be 20 years down the road. If there's a situation and I see your mama somewhere, I'm putting her on the block too. I am paying you back. Okay. You put me on the block, that means my game is expendable. Yeah. It does not matter. So you can tell Lex was upset. She, of course, she ends up saying, okay, cool, whatever.
I will say, I think Lex did a great job. And shout out to Lex because she was like, hey, what happened to all this Todd talk? You were just saying Todd has to go in the event that he touches a block. And then all of a sudden you win and you're like, oh, Todd's cool again.
But then I need Tola to go, guys. I just really need him to go. But the way Bailey, listen, I'm going to give her 10 because she said, you cannot put Todd on the block. If you put Todd on the block, he's going, huh?
Mother Bailey was kind of dictating that double a little bit, huh?
I think
wait a minute.
I think there's so much wrong with this entire thing, right? Bailey did her part. She did her part. She stood 10 toes down. She did her part. Victoria, her issue is she promising too much and she can't fulfill it. She's a politician. She's gonna campaign to you. Here's what I can give to you if you vote my way. If you go the Victoria way. And then when she actually wins, like most politicians, what she do? She back on her promise. Oh, I forgot I said that. The math don't make sense.
Backtracking.
Oh, but no,
Lexus
I really
go.
said, yeah.
But what I meant to say, the message was communicated, but the way you interpreted it was wrong. No, Mama, that's what you said. The issue with what Lexus should have done and Anthony they should have lied. Y'all can't lie.
Yep.
Oh, are you guys gonna vote Todd? If my life is on the line, I'm sorry, Miss Lexus, you should have lied. You should have said, you know what? If it's gonna protect me and show you loyalty, Victoria, to really solidify this, I won't vote that way. I will vote to Victoria. You should have lied. You should have lied. And she didn't lie.
More.
And then
But Dougie started lying.
Dougie
No,
lied.
When she told Lexus she was gonna be a pawn, he started laughing. That smirk he gave, he was like,
he did,
because he knew that burnt the bridge.
Yep. He was silent the entire time. I said, "Dougie not gonna speak." Like
Dougie didn't say
because he knew
nothing.
he wasn't going on block. Because he knew he wasn't going
even
on
on
block.
the daily,
Well, yes.
like when they showed us a little extra, Dougie was like,
And Bailey walks in. Bailey walks in and she was like, y'all, they ain't gonna vote. Like they ain't in the room. It was crazy. They ain't gonna vote to evict.
with some
They're gonna
Yeah.
Todd's gonna go. Todd's gonna go. They're gonna vote to
Tell the
evict. Like they
truth.
ain't in the room. I was like, oh, are you gonna sit here and take
She
it?
got an 8 with that. She got an 8 with that though.
She did.
She
walked
did.
there like, y'all ain't gonna vote it. Y'all not gonna do it.
She
And
ate.
they
And
just
that's
sat
what
there.
Lexus should have stood up and said, you know what? Actually, for both of y'all, I would do it. The art of finessing is
put Todd up. I'm gonna vote him out. But clearly, when he did it no good because he.
Let's be real. Todd is gonna win, y'all. Like this is probably the time to shoot at him. I mean, whoever it was. No, it wasn't Todd. Yeah, it was Todd. They were trying to get put up. It's time that we gotta put him up. Anyway, we gonna vote how you want. We promise. Like, make these empty promises. There's 2 weeks left in the game.
Put the two compies on the block. One of them has to go. Knowing that Todd only has one veto in it.
That's right. And he clearly he want to go home anyway because he didn't win the veto. So,
well, yes.
So there we go. The veto once again. I love a very simple comp. It was
a good one. I like
quick
that
to
one.
the point. They had to shake all the shake the boat. That's exactly what it was. Shake the boat. All the little balls into the little hole. Of course. Todd Nation, stand up. He won again.
I'm really disappointed because when he won, I was like, oh, he supposed to save Tola because they had this heart to heart. He knows where the game is going. He getting ready to expose.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this is about to be messy because he got to save Tola. She gonna have to be forced to choose between Lexus or Anthony or whatchamacallit, Bailey.
And what's funny to me is it's like it wasn't even a conversation. Like he won, he went to the little billiard room. Now, of course, they could have edited this out, but it's like he automatically goes in there and it's spicy. And it's Anthony, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna use the veto because Anthony, I don't want to mess up anything." First of all, I would have put a pin in that because you know what that would have told me? That would have spicy. HOH, she's right here. So it's spicy. It's Anthony and it's Todd. He said, "I don't want to put." They show up because Anthony, I don't want you to be in jeopardy. Okay.
Why would I be in jeopardy, Todd?
So I would have said, okay, Todd, cool. Yeah, I understand. Because obviously I don't want to shake the boat and y'all put me on the block and there's a back door possibly. So I would have been quiet. Then I would have went to Todd like, hey, so you thought Spicy was gonna put me up? Y'all had a conversation about that? Like, see, those little things, like, I just pay attention to those little things. Like, people in the house are not doing it. Of course, we know Todd ain't gonna pay attention to none of that stuff. But, like, come on, man. Y'all gotta start paying attention.
That exchange also, and I want to hear y'all thoughts about it too, but, like, that really I was so confused because why are you so interested in protecting Dougie now? Because Dougie think you come for him and he don't trust you. So why all of a sudden now you don't want him to hit the block?
Where this come from?
Hey, I think it has to be circling back. He doesn't know the game, so he's like, "Oh, me using the veto as a shot at Dougie instead of me saving."
Yeah, Dougie probably made him breakfast this morning. Who knows? I'm gotta be loyal.
Explain
I think it has to do with the conversations had on digital dailies, because Victoria went to Dougie and said, Todd's coming after you. And he went to Tola. You don't think Tola went and told Todd? He for sure went and told Todd. And that's where Todd, there's this weird thing happening with Todd specifically, where Victoria is telling Todd Anthony needs to go. And then Todd's having these conversations with the guys about how Victoria has to go.
And it's not tracking.
And then, and it's just like, Todd is in this position where he can actually make things shake. He can make something shift in the game. And I think they recognize this. I think people were more open to Todd once he put up Avery.
I'm not tired. Know what he's doing a little bit.
Yeah, he did his little thing with that move.
Yeah,
and I think that opened the game to people being like, oh, okay, Todd, he may not be that confused. There's a little bit of tact in these moves that he's making. And so now I think this conversation about Todd going after Anthony has been a thing. And so for him to go out of his way and be like, Anthony, I'm just letting you know, brother, I don't want it. I don't want it to be something. I don't want you to be in trouble. But to your point, Tracy, that should have, in his head, oh, why do you feel like I'm at risk? Why do you have that feeling? Because it wouldn't make sense for him to say that. He could have just gone and be like, hey, I'm not going to use the power of veto. I don't want to create waves. You could say that. Or I want to respect the HOH's wishes. You can say that. But you chose to say, I don't want to put you at risk.
Yep.
And
like, why do you care?
I would have noted that too on both ends. Why do you not want Byyyeee to go up? Like, you just got to pay attention to these conversations.
Both, exactly, the little things.
And they could have, because those little things slip.
One of my mentors said, sometimes you have to listen to what one did not say. Okay? We always listen to what people saying, but listen to what they are not saying.
That's a word. Hold on. Wait. Wait. Oh,
not real though.
I'm gonna keep that one up here. Yes.
Yep.
So that was very interesting.
And Tola, okay, and maybe they didn't show this, but Tola, did he even try to fight to get off the block? Like he didn't even have a conversation?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, I may have missed that one. Okay.
Well, he like even before the nominations were made, he was like, am I going up? Like he wasn't sure. And I don't know what Spicy does with Tola for him to feel comfortable, or if it's been like, look, you really trying to protect Victoria.
It's weird a little bit.
But Tola's thinking that Spicy V's a good ally for him, and it's been like that for a bit, but she's actually not proven to you anything. She didn't use the executive power of veto on you, so that means she prioritizes Todd over you. Obviously, Bailey's in the mix. They're always together. Like, that's why I always have to ask them, do you think there's a hierarchy in the game? And where do you see yourself? Because
and then on the flip side, he's telling Ty he needs to go after her if he went HOH.
It's just
so do you trust the woman mess. Or do you?
I don't know. This is why we need feeds. This is why we need feeds. Because y'all not really telling us much, and then these moves happen. I know we ain't getting feeds in Canada, but I'm gonna still rant every single chance I get. It's like these conversations happen, these alliances happen, and we like, huh? This isn't clicking. This isn't making sense. That's why we have feeds to connect it. We can see people's relationships.
But I think there's delusion as well.
They had.
Delusion
I think there's a little bit of delusion. Yeah, because
throw that in the mix for sure.
Because
especially on this season.
Tola's been saying, oh, me and Victoria have been working week 1. Victoria's been working with the whole house since week 1. Let's keep it a buck. Like, if you're a good player, you're working with everyone to a degree. Like, just time don't make a difference. That's when people, let's think about it in the scheme of real life, right? Just because you've been friends with someone for 10 years don't mean that they're a good friend. That just means they've known you longer. They've had access to your life longer.
Now that's a word.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about the house. Just because y'all were kicking week 1, she may have been I don't know if she was a part of her entourage or whatnot. But like that don't really mean nothing. Action,
none.
Tangible actions speak. And she has shown you time and time again that she clearly don't care about you, brother.
Wait, so why? Choose me. When you said the entourage, that made me go back to the first HOH con when they had to think like, who's the least liked person on the team? Who's the person that should be going? She kept putting Tola.
Well, y'all playing Tola would have been in final 2 with me. I don't know what y'all. Well, what game are y'all playing? I'm trying to win. Tola,
exactly.
I he would have been final 2 with me.
There's a lot of delusion in some of these cast members, and I can understand because perception is reality, and when you play with your ego, I feel like there's a lack of humbleness in some of these personality types, which I can understand. You know, you're on a show, so you're feeling yourself. You know,
they think they're better than what they are, is what it is.
But that becomes the issue because when you lack humbleness, when you lack that criteria, you kind of forget where you're at. You can't look beyond yourself. And in the game of Big Brother, you need to look beyond yourself. You need to see what other people are seeing. You need to see where you lie in the dynamics of the house. And a lot of people don't got that. And that's why they're home.
Yeah.
A baby home. Looking at everybody else
that's
play.
Why you at the house.
Because I feel like a lot of things turn into, I had a great conversation with Victoria. And that's why she had a great conversation with everyone, including the jury and everyone that's at home. And it's like,
they love
because you had a great interaction doesn't mean she's not having them everywhere else, which I think is an amazing point.
They forget it's a game of manipulation. I'm going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm a businesswoman. I'm going to sell you dreams, aspirations, goals.
Come on.
Targets.
And people take that words at face value. And in the game of Big Brother, you can't, mama. You can't. This is
not real life.
This is not give people the benefit of the doubt. They have to earn your trust. You see, these people like to play and give their trust out so that it can be lost and that they can be betrayed.
It want to be heartbroken. It would be heartbroken.
I can't believe they did this to me. But that's because you allowed this idea to happen, to flourish. You know, and that's why sometimes when previous house guests comment on specific things, I'm like, maybe relook at it, reframe your mindset, because there's things that were done that you should have clicked into and you didn't. And that's okay. Now you get to be with the rest of us, you know, using your Twitter fingers, but let's keep it a bug. Some of y'all didn't have the vision. Some of y'all didn't see it. And that's why y'all are sitting here.
Yep.
And I think Tola was halfway there looking back to his getting out Avery, because it's like, Avery put him up twice. And it's like, you see that shot. Good. But I think it's the fact that, like,
at least he got a shot.
Victoria not using the executive power means something. It's like, you being put up isn't the only sign that bad things are happening or you aren't someone's number one. It's like, there's lots of things that happen in the game, whether it's like small little, they don't do that. But if you were like, pick a have-not or something, and any slight little dig, it's like, all right, let me just take note. Might mean nothing, but I'm going to keep note regardless.
And
Spicy just put him up, right?
No, Elijah put him up.
Yeah, like
Elijah put up Todd and Tola, and then the executive power veto was used.
That's right.
Yeah. And honestly, Tola, the conversation he was having Todd, he should have been having Anthony. I mean, Anthony ain't gonna listen, but you should have been trying to put fire under him. You need to win comps too. Like, we working together. I need you to win something too. He should have been with Lex. For Lex, girl, we need to come on. We at the finish line. Let's power through. Let's get it together. We working together. You know, hammering home. Yeah, I'm trying to work with you. I have your best interest at heart. He should have pulled. And I want to take you to final two, man. I'm looking at all these people that might would have put a little in Anthony. Like, oh, hold on, this is another person that want to take me to final two. I can work with that.
So, and he did want to take him to final two, and I don't know if that was communicated or not, but he did. So
yeah.
A shame.
Well, speaking of good old Tola,
heads down.
And we come to the end of the road. Listen, Tola, and you want to know, like, I get it. It was shocking to me. They was really in tears. But I will say, it broke my heart. It really did. Like, as soon as, like, Anthony was straight up, he like, yeah, bro, they said no. And he, you know, had a moment to himself in the pantry, I think it was, and he just broke down. I was like, oh. But I really feel like that was definitely double-sided or whatever, because he did shout out his friend, you know, that had passed, like, before his vote. And so I think then on top of Tola, you know, he's gotten really close to Tola these last
He
few
lost all his
weeks
boys
or
are
whatever.
gone. Matt gone.
And
Now he gone.
listen, if anybody, if you are a man in the Big Brother house and you are in the house with Anthony is gonna rock with you. If he say he got your back, he got your back. And I definitely think he was very, very, very true to Tola. And I know he was upset that he left. But Tola, I mean, Dougie's crying, he got Lex crying. I was like, oh,
should have won HOH. And you wouldn't be having this conversation.
I think, speaking of the crying, right? I feel like there's been a lot of lack of empathy towards like men crying this season. I don't know what's up with that. Like, you know, let people live their emotions, their truth, especially like if. Like, I don't know why I gotta keep reminding people, but Dougie lost someone literally right before his best friend.
Like yesterday.
Right before.
It's yesterday for him.
Yeah,
you know?
like right before sequester. And I don't know, you know, I'm not going to speak on his personal, but I don't know if he's had time to grieve or really process that properly. And so these relationships that he's cultivating with these men, because like I feel like he really cares about brotherhood. Like that's the vibe I get.
He really does.
I feel like Anthony is a good friend. Like I feel like the alumni specifically have always backed
Anthony
him.
said that, not Anthony. Adam.
Adam said it last week. Yeah.
He just seems like someone who has people's backs. Like I briefly met him once. I met him like last season, and he was just so kind. Like I just feel like he's a good guy at heart, and he's dealing with something that is a little traumatic. And he's still having to play the game. And the fact that he's playing the game the way he's playing, despite it all, just to me
crazy.
Speaks a lot about his game. And I just wish people had a little bit more empathy, because even Byyyeee, I think Byyyeee had said something on digital dailies. Victoria and Byyyeee were like making fun, or like we're like, we don't understand why they're crying. And I was like, girl, y'all. You know, like even if you don't get it, like those are real emotions. Like if you would have cried when Donna would have left, how would you have felt if people were talking in the corner talking about, I don't understand why you're crying? Like that's a little rude. Like I just wasn't a fan of that.
Yeah,
I agree. And it's so funny to me, not funny, but they were upset and they're crying, and then they like cut over here, and Bailey and Spicy and Todd, they're cheering,
are celebrating. I was like, y'all are vile.
I was like, damn, like you can respect the game, like we made, we going, but like, damn, that's that was still his boy, it was sad, but I ain't gonna lie, because a lot of times I'll be like, oh Lord, we crying, let me fast forward through this, cool, but man, I don't even hold you, I'll be like, cool, yep, man, that tore me up. I was like a little like, dang,
it just reminds us that this is this human element really is still in the game. Yeah. And I like that. It reminds that we're still people. Yeah. So it's beautiful in a sense.
But
to see that.
To put some icing on that cake. Tola is gone. Okay.
He is my last draft pick. I'm gone.
You know what? He gone. Oh wait, you
have gone, baby. Gone. I'm out.
Oh, I'm sorry, but
what happened?
Better news.
Yeah,
better news. King Dougalicious, Dougalucci, Anthony Douglas.
Get it?
Now, HOH. Oh my God!
Yeah, the crowd goes wild.
The way I want to put on the daily today, I said I ain't watching these dailies. It's gonna be about next week. Child, the way I put that on and fast forward, the last 2 minutes of the day, I said bet play.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was so happy. Like we already know, Dougie has the record for being in the house the most amounts of days, however many days he's been in without touching the block. And now he has just secured himself into final four without touching the block. Oh my God. So let's talk about it for a second. Does he actually shoot the shot at Spicy? Does he do it?
No.
I don't think Spicy needs to worry about. I don't think he needs to worry about.
It's Byyyeee is who his blind spot is.
Byyyeee is the blind side. Blind spot.
She needs to go. He needs to put Byyyeee and Todd on the block. No excuses, no ands if buts about it.
Right. Send the other one home.
And Byyyeee needs to go. You get rid of Byyyeee. Todd's number one's out the game. Victoria's, I don't know what number she is because it's looking like it's borderline number one, borderline number two. But
He's
you
already
take
feeling
that out
grouped
of
by
that,
Spicy.
and now she has to. Now Spicy
Bailey
needs to
has
cling
to
on
go.
to you. You know, she needs to go, and I need Dougie to tap out of that whole like she's equal to Lexus mindset and put her up on the block. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
At this
Bailey,
point, Todd and Bailey need to hit the block. Veto happens.
Cross your fingers.
And we can talk
Dougie
about it.
and Lexus
Bailey
need to
definitely
win
is the
the
move
veto.
to go. You said
Yeah.
who needs? Lexus
Dougie
need to
or
win that veto.
Lexus. Yeah.
Dougie
Her
can't play.
behind. Yeah.
What happens if who goes if Todd and Bailey stay on the block? And that would be Spicy V and Lexus voting.
If I was Lexus, I would do the opposite of what Victoria wants.
Yeah. The opposite.
And if
That's
Dougie
telling.
cuts,
But then what does Anthony
Bailey,
do though? That's the crazy part.
He breaks the
Dougie
tie and he
butts-
takes Bailey out.
I was
But
like,
is
it
he
doesn't
gonna
even
do
matter.
it?
He breaks the tie.
But he's
Is
gonna
that
vote
burning a
out Todd
jury
over
vote
Bailey.
too?
Oh, I think he sends Bailey home.
Bailey's been talking about him. Bailey
No.
can't be bitter. Bailey can't be bitter. If she was loyal to him,
I've seen crazier. people.
no, but I would clock her tea. I would go up to Anthony. I'm
Bailey gonna
sorry.
vote a woman,
If I was
regardless.
Anthony, exactly. Like Bailey serves no actual purpose to his game because she been talking about taking him out. Anthony,
Yeah,
Anthony's
but-
giving advice. Anyways, go ahead.
But he talking about that's his number two. And so it's like, would he break if it came to the side, would he actually vote her out? I don't know.
I think he has the common sense to tap out of it. I just think he needs his HOH. He needs a letter. Remember why he's here, and then he can click in and shift into high
He
gear.
might take
again.
Todd out.
But
See, it all
taking out
depends
Todd
on the
doesn't benefit
conversations
him.
they've had that we haven't
It
seen.
doesn't benefit him.
But I
Todd
think
out.
if Todd leaves and Bailey wins HOH, I think Bailey's gonna want Lexus out over Anthony, and I think Victoria's
Yes.
gonna want Anthony over Lexus. So I think he's good regardless of who goes, but ultimately he needs to get Bailey out. He needs to get Bailey out
That's the
quickly.
key.
And
That's the
then
key.
and
Yeah,
that holds
Bailey is the right move.
Victoria, and that holds Victoria accountable because we haven't talked about it, but Victoria loves to throw the whole black chocolate. We need an all black final three. I'm okay with not having a whole all black final three.
Me
I'm
too.
okay with it if it doesn't benefit your game. But don't sit here, eat, breathe, sleep. Oh, we need to do it for the culture. We need to do it for the black people. If you're not about it,
that went out the window.
If you're not
with
about
Taylor
it, don't be
Brown.
about it. But that's okay. But if you're sitting here saying you want an all black final, blah blah blah, then you vote out Kayla. You pretty much don't try to save Avery.
Orchestrated too. Yep.
Like I feel like it holds her accountable because then if she wins and Bailey's not here, then it just shows the whole black jury, the rest of the jury that is black, oh yeah, she said that, but she really wasn't about it. That actually holds her accountable. So I don't really care who leaves.
That's
All
true.
I know is that Lexus isn't leaving because if Victoria uses that power of veto, if Bailey and Todd are the knobs, she's gonna look horrendous. She's gonna look horrendous. It's gonna be bad for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really need
But
Lexus
would
to
she care though? Because she's that reckless. She don't
I will
care.
say there's only if he were to take Todd out this week, I can really only think of one scenario where Dougie goes, and that would be Alexis HOH, and then Bailey or
Veto.
Bailey wins the veto.
Yeah,
and
veto
then
was
it's
screwing
Spicy
him.
and Anthony on the block. Where I think so that's like the only worst case scenario. And of course, who knows? People can go rogue. People,
But that would never happen,
the
right,
power,
Eli?
see the opportunity.
That would never happen.
It would. Wait, what was I talking about?
Exactly.
That would never happen. What?
Listen,
You talked about Dougie winning veto next week. That's what you talked
That's
about.
what I said.
he
That's what I
better.
said.
He better win.
Somehow we be like manifesting these things
Manifesting.
lately for Big Brother
Because
Canada.
last
like,
week,
what if so and so happened? We're like, damn, it happened.
because we the way we put, I wish we could bring up our rankings from last week because we're getting ready to get into the rankings. But we were like, oh
talked about-
wait, because Kayla, and then we said, what if Avery went after that? Because based on how we ranked them, Avery was next, and it was like, and Tola was after her. It was like,
Todd
oh,
would
what
be
if
next.
this is how the game?
Yeah.
Todd would be next to, and look,
Mhm.
and it's a high chance.
And then
That's our
Spicy's
picture.
four, yeah.
That's the standing up people. And who's next
Yeah.
on the standing up list? On that big
Well,
old
let's
mirror.
manifest-
Everybody gone that's standing now. Right?
Well, yes. So let's manifest that Byyyeee goes. let's manifest that. Let's have Todd go right after her. Let me get my black final 3 because I'm actually about it. Because Anthony's gonna be in final 2 regardless. And then
yes, go ahead. Go on and get that.
And then Anthony Lex final 2 because I don't want to risk it. No, a spicy win would be fun. That's what I'll say.
Yeah,
I think it'd be. I would love this spicy one just because she's such a fun person. I love the chaos and the fact that it almost be similar to Rachel Riley win.
If Dougie isn't in the final 2, I won't. I'm spicy. It's just fun.
The whole Kayla move soured me because the way that Dougie played her so bad, the Kayla week, I'm sorry for me, that just dropped her down. Because like, sis, you didn't turn on none of your antennas.
Your fave ain't play a perfect game. Your Rachel Riley.
Wait. I don't care. Let's keep it a buck. Anthony can snow Victoria. Victoria tries to snow Anthony and it never works.
It didn't
work. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that he was able to play her so bad like that and she not even realize she got played. I'm sorry, mama. Nope. You can't win.
I mean, we'll do the right games, but I think Anthony, I genuinely think out of all the cast members, I think that Anthony outplayed Victoria, but I have to make it a buck. Byyyeee has played a phenomenal game. She outlived the directors and Hot Chocolate, Havoc Hotties, the Hotter Chocolate, her ally leaving week 2, like week her number 1. Like she did her little one thing, and now she gets to dictate Victoria's HOH. That's
right.
The girls played the game.
Todd still in the house because of her. Like, ooh, like sorry,
she's a special win right there. That's a special game.
Yeah. She's played a great game. Byyyeee has. I can't deny it. She went from Dougie wanting her gone to saying that's her closest ally, like one of his closest allies. Like, where'd that come from? So yeah, no, Byyyee's played. Yeah.
Would y'all be mad if Byyyeee won?
No.
Here's the thing.
I only would be mad if she won over Dougie.
If she beat Dougie. Right. That's all I was like, yeah, she beat Dougie.
If she won over Spicy too. I would want her to win over Spicy.
I feel like this is kind of like the equivalent of how I felt about Drag Race. I don't know if y'all watch Drag Race, but this last season, the top 3, I was like, oh, I'd be happy if either of them won. Then I watched the finale, and in my mind, I was like, ooh, this person should win. Looking over the season unbiasedly, this person should win, and they didn't win. And I wasn't disappointed by who won, but I just felt like overall, who represents the season should have won. Right. So that's how I kind of feel. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking Byyyeee winning is a good winner. Like, I will not take that away.
I would not be mad if she won.
I wouldn't be mad.
She's not,
but I don't think
winner.
She is my winner. I think she kind of got dragged around, and I think she's had to play from the bottom, and she's punching upwards, right? But there's something so interesting about playing a dominant game the entire time that
as a returnee.
As a returnee, to me, that has such finesse that you can't deny that.
Can't top that.
It feels so storybook coming into the house saying, I want to prove why I'm the GOAT, and I'm going to show you why I'm the greatest to play this game.
And he's
For him
done
to
it.
have done that pretty much so far.
We said it last week, regardless of how it ends.
Yep.
Even if he loses, he's done some amazingness.
I would put him up with the best of the best in the U.S. Like, Tyshawn will probably always be my very best favorite winner out of all this North American continent. But he's shown us why he should be on Mount Rushmore when we compare it all together.
Putting them both on the block together.
Oh man,
that's a different scenario though.
Well, y'all,
hold on. Did somebody say a triple?
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, y'all know I gotta throw a joke in there. Yeah, I had to. It was right there. It was right there. I had to.
You cannot.
Man.
Not Craig Brown.
Hi, and Dougie, both of y'all fine. You said Craig Brown, cracking up.
Oh my gosh.
So basically, our recaps for the week, we just basically off the week. I mean, at this point, we're at Final 5, so you can rank of their overall game at this point. Do whatever you feel is.
We like to. It's a lot of vibes too. It's a lot of vibes. If you hate,
I'm ranking these vibes.
I
It's
put
fine.
Todd
Yeah.
at
How you
I
feel?
put Todd at like 1 or 2, and then he got moved down. So no pressure.
I know.
So you are the ambassador of Todd Nation. I see.
Todd Nation, baby. Todd Nation.
You right beside Donna,
Todd
ain't
Nation.
you?
Hey,
You right beside Donna, ain't you? All
Right
right.
beside Diamond.
Running the campaign
Two
and
peas in a
everything.
pod.
Yes. Yeah. So Josie, we're gonna let you have the first ranking. You don't have to do first. You can do 5th, 1st, 3rd, whatever. You can just say, "Hey, I'm gonna place whoever where." So go ahead and take your first pick.
I'm gonna channel the spirit of Avery and give Todd 5th for me. Oh yeah.
There you go.
Well,
That's
yeah.
giving accurate.
That's
giving
a
accurate.
and for those who don't know, that's a reference because I asked Avery to rank her favorite who she thinks is playing the best game, and she put Todd last. So that's why I'm
There you
channeling
go.
her spirit. I just feel
There you
like
go.
Todd can make moves that are better for his game, and he chooses not to. Using that power
Willingly.
of veto on Tola and
Shakespeare.
making potentially Anthony or Bailey and having the votes to potentially keep Bailey. Like, I just feel like there are things that could have been done because Victoria said it herself. She wasn't going to put up Bailey. So she would have had to put up Dougie. That would have been a crazy, and they could have kept Anthony, had Anthony go after Victoria, cost some care. Like, there could have been things that were done.
It really
and
would have been, a move.
something.
Yeah.
And he chooses to not. Period.
And if he was in a power position, cool. But he had 2 different chances this week to shake up the game and somewhat
really
just
had
cause a little bit of
really good
chaos.
opportunities. Yeah.
And
even if not he doing it, like you don't have another choice. Like there's limited choices. Like a big move is going to have to be made if you use it.
And I'm gonna make you do it.
Yep. I would.
Tola, come up off that block. And if he was worried about Bailey,
I'm the only person left where I'm like, okay, that's a horrible winner. Like, I'm Todd Nation, but I'm like, we're almost getting to that point where I'm like, please don't give me it. I could try to justify Alexis win. I think I can. Todd, it's getting tough. It's getting tough.
I would have told Tola.
What would you have told? What would you?
I would have told I would have said, listen, if I pull you off this block and Bailey goes up here, you cannot vote for because if you vote her out, you're going home next week immediately. I'm going to win HOH and I'm going to put you up on her myself. So if she goes up there, you have to vote Lexus out this house. Otherwise, I'm not using this veto on you. And if you go back on your word, I will make sure that you go home next week. And so he could have told him, and he would have, like you said, he probably would have been like, okay, because I need to stay in this game. He probably would have done it. Or with Victoria throwing up Doug, she promised Bailey, if she cared about Bailey, I don't know, because she quick to throw a woman on the block, so she might would have just thrown Bailey up there anyway.
Nah, for real.
So, but in the event she did do Anthony for some reason, they had the votes to keep him, so it would have been good.
The only way I could see Todd has potential to act like the biggest goat, like the biggest like person to just take at the end. If he could tap into that energy and kind of explain that to the jury, that could. But I don't think he even has the capacity. Yes, I think he's gonna mafia in the middle of the jury conversation. People are like, "What are you talking? What are you talking about? What are you?"
Guys,
how are you doing when you're doing the mafia with Metna?
And no shade to Bowie Jane. You know what? That's her truth. That's her perspective. I'm not one to speak on someone's truth. But Tola is in that position, and I don't think he needs to dumb himself down, but I need him to talk to people and be like, yeah, I don't think I would have the votes, honestly. Like,
I
just
can't
think
win.
like that. Like, I don't think, I can win here and there, but like, I don't think, that's what the jury's
Nobody
thinking.
respects my game.
I need him to tap into that, because if he taps into that for the next few rounds and gets taken to the 2 and be like, let me tell you something about this, blah, 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 and goes in, that could be a sickening moment. But I don't think he has the capacity to do that. So for me, he just has to be fit overall.
And I guess last thing on Todd, because we don't need to talk about no, I'm kidding. But I don't want to hear Todd's final 2 speech. I'm sorry. BB can't. I love
all of you.
Because
I love
they be
y'all.
up
Listen,
and
honestly,
yelling
they
and
should
positive and energetic. And Todd's gonna
what they
say,
need to do. This is what they
play
need to do. Have Todd record his final 2 speech today, and then if he wins, play it and just do it. Put it on the extra tab. Put it under the extra tab. Play it for the jury.
Arissa, I really don't know what to say right now, but I'm just grateful to be here. I'm having fun with you
Yeah,
guys.
man. You know,
Didn't think
I
I
had a
would
good
get here,
time.
but
You know,
I love this
Dougie,
game, but I
let's get a beer
hate this
after
game.
I'm ready to go home.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Okay.
Eric, who you put next?
I'm gonna put Byyyeee at 2.
Okay.
Best. Yeah. So
Now, Eli.
Hey, she said it. She said it. And who am I to say?
What Josie say? Delusion, baby. Delusion.
she is our Blue Kim. She is.
I can move Eli backstage in a minute.
Right.
Elijah.
No, I've been so good.
Elijah. Now, why would you?
Did you not hear Avery's speech? Did you not hear Avery
Who's
say?
Ty says Avery in the basement. I was like, she is
Yeah.
the best player in the house. You
Had
can
that
you
woman
let me
up
have
there.
I have played the
control.
best game. Y'all are getting rid of me because she played the best game. And guess what? She's right. She was the best player in this house. She only got rid of 2 of her closest allies, but she's the best player in the house, and we gotta respect that, y'all.
I need y'all to watch my exit interview with her because she mentioned that comment and she said something so. Oh my god, y'all need to look at my reaction when she said.
I'm gonna go back to it because I saw Tolas. I didn't see her. I'm gonna go back and find her. Yeah.
Tap into a friend. Because she had some interesting.
Oh my
even
god.
like, you know, she told me that Tola is who she thinks is playing the best strategic game. That's what she told me. Deadass, like over Victoria. I'm telling y'all, tap into that interview because I was gagged.
Check it out.
I'm about to look at that.
Oh,
Girl.
yes. Well, yes.
So
She might be. It might be her ego saying that though, giving him props because she thinks she's the best in the house. Like anybody that can take me out, but playing a crazy game.
I'm a spoiler alert to my interview, but Victoria's not even number 2. That's what gagged me.
Oh
yes, get it.
She gonna go regardless. But
best player in the house, better than Dougie, dare I say? So you know what? Who are we to judge someone better than Dougie?
I'm under the impression, based on that, now he got kicked out again, that she probably think that she was running all Spicy's moves, that all those moves that were Spicy's really belonged to her, is what it sounded like.
I think she might have thought it was shared. Like, I think she thought Havoc Hotties, like that was her number 1.
Or equal.
And I think she thought that's her equal. So
yeah, I think so.
Silly. So I put Byyyeee at 2 because yes, Benjamin, you are exactly right. She ran that double.
She did run that double. She really did
run a double like that. I don't think I've seen a double where somebody just strictly ran somebody's HOH just like that, like the way she did. She's like, no, you can't put them on the block. And there was no fight about it. Spicy didn't give no.
Yeah, it wasn't even no pushback. And I was like,
she's stomping around. She's standing 10 toes down because Spicy V agrees in back corners, and she said, "I'm gonna do it in front of Anthony and Lexus."
Yep, she was real for that.
Yeah, when she went into when she went in that storage room. That's tied. The reason why I feel like she ran it because when she went into that storage room and she basically was like, "But they're gonna vote him out, so you can't put him up because they're gonna vote him out." And I was like, "Who are you? You're just the girl on the edge."
Right.
But she's been playing great. Nobody. I mean, she not going home yet. So she should have been going home a long time ago, but she didn't.
Real.
But she played great.
I'm gonna go ahead. She did. I'm gonna go ahead and do the big one. We already know where Doug Lucci go. Best player in the house. Thank you very much.
Right.
Let's get her out. Let's put her in Craig Brown. I'm sorry.
You need to put her in the basement. Like Ty said, that's where she goes to the basement.
The basement is great. That was funny. I saw the comment.
Yes. Best player in the house. 1, both interchangeable for sure. There you go. There you go. Okay, Eli, who you got up next?
Shoot, I have to go with the queen of I'm sorry, I just have to say this. I love how Alexis, every single conversation, she hits a yeah.
She's just so boring.
I'm gonna throw her in. Y'all can get mad at me. I'm gonna put her at 3. I think she stayed cool, and this might be somewhat dictated by Anthony winning HOH, but I don't know. She was on the block in the double, could have navigated it slightly better, but I think she still advocated for herself okay. And does she have much win equity? I don't know. I'm talking about
Alexis losing is everybody.
Yeah, she might even lose a
top.
I think I give her 4. I agree with 4 only because I'm sorry, it's my, and it's just a personal thing. It is one of my absolute. She did stand up for herself a little bit when she asked when Spicy said for her to be a pawn. But the eventually folding. Okay, I trust you guys. No. Trees, can I put you up as a pawn? No.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
You didn't say that. You didn't say, can I put you up as a pawn or a target? Because you want to know why? I would have said no to both. So you put me up. Been like, that means you want me to be in danger. So do what you must. But no.
I would have been like, so hot chocolate is done.
Responded.
I would have, you put me up, hot chocolate is done. You put me up, hot chocolate is over. That's it.
I'm like, so we not rocking with the chocolates no more? Is you and Bailey? You, Bailey, and Ty? What we doing?
I think the issue is that, like, I don't think that's in Lexus's personality to go out of her way. Also,
it ain't at all.
Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't think that's in.
No,
she's very nonchalant.
Kayla during that house meeting, so she can do it.
Well, she barely did. Let's be real. What she was asked to be like. They always ask Dougie, Lexus. Like, she didn't really buck up. Like, honestly, during that house meeting,
she didn't have a script.
But the thing is, during that house meeting, Bailey, Victoria, and Avery spoke the most. They did. Like that, you know. But to Lexus's point, right? I feel like Victoria has shown her time and time again where she's placed, and I don't think. I think when I say this, I'm saying this in a way to not too much compared to the situation, but I feel like she's getting the Taylor Hale treatment, like in the sense that she could breathe and they have something to say against her. Like, and I'm not even
the girls.
I'm not even like a Lexus stan per se, but like it just feels like it feels very strange. It just feels like they have something.
Yeah, it's definitely a mean girl thing going on with her.
Yeah, and she's done nothing. And I have to give credit where credit is due. They be preaching about loyalty. Out of all the players here, the most loyal have been Lexus and Todd, point blank in the period. And maybe that's why they're in last place, but they've been loyal. Lexus has not gone out of her way to do anything. She has turned on people when it was fight or flight. She had to turn on Kayla, because she was going to be the replacement mom, if not Kayla. And Kayla was perfectly fine with that. So, you know, like you can't really get mad at her for that move per se. And even when the executive power veto was in play, she didn't pick Matthew. She picked one of the she picked one of the girls above him.
And I was shocked. I said, whoa.
Right.
She has done nothing but prove herself. And so for these girls to be in the corner and just be anti-Lexus is a little strange.
Ridiculous.
To me. Yeah. It's giving Taylor Hale.
I wonder when that Final 3 veto and that Final 4 veto, HOH so bad.
I feel like she doesn't have the capacity to actually play the game because no one wants her to. Yeah. No one wants to allow her the space to do that. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's unfortunate that Lexus won't win, but it's not because she doesn't want to try or she doesn't want to. I don't think people are giving her the chance to. Yeah, and she can't. And I don't think she has the volition to try to like Taylor Hale this and like Hail Mary. I don't think she's too invested in this game to really go out of her way to do all that. So I think she's tired. And she said, you know what? You guys are going to be petty. I'm going to keep it real. I want to hang out with y'all. And that's okay. Like, that's okay. But I think she's done everything based off how people have treated her. So, you know what? She may be forced.
But she's very warranted. She's very warranted. They're like, I thought Lexus done turn on the girl.
What has
Turn
Lexus
on
done to
Lexus.
turn on the girls? Until she nominates the girls, she ain't turned on
Lexus
y'all.
has literally given them 0 reasons. I saw you getting a massage from Matt. Okay, do that.
My back hurt.
Just because I'm getting
My
rubbed
back
down,
was
I mean, I'm
hurting.
putting you on the blocks. Did Matt put y'all on the block?
No,
What it means,
Okay,
if it's
I'm
worth
doing my
it,
big one.
then let me work
True.
it. Let me put this thing down, flip it, and reverse
Exactly.
it.
It's like, how y'all make that a plan? Like, Lexus, yeah, you getting close to Matt. That'll actually be, that'll help the girls. Lexus showed she was loyal to the girls. Lexus showed she is loyal to Hot Chocolate. She has been loyal to them, and she's shown it publicly and in private. So at this point, it's like, just say you don't like her. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Because that's really what it is.
I really hate that her and Kayla didn't really join forces the way they should have, because they were the most loyal to Hot Chocolate. They the ones who really wanted to go far, and I hate that they didn't see that in each other and found ways to move outside of Hot Chocolate like everybody else in Hot Chocolate was doing.
100%.
All right.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Miss Victoria.
At 3. Honestly, probably some of the best.
Nothing.
And the crazy thing is, I think if she sits in those final 2 chairs, I think she wins in every scenario. In every scenario, looking at the jury right now. I'll slide Avery up for a second. But have y'all rethought that?
I thought about that. Yes, I do think she beats Dougie.
Because Kayla said that's who
she's
she
in that
would
final
for.
2. Because Kayla is so damn loyal. Lord, even though Spicy was pointing fingers at you the whole time. I mean, Dougie was too, but Spicy was louder. And I'm going with who's louder. Spicy would have had my vote if I was Kayla. But she gets Kayla, she gets Avery, she gets Bailey, she gets Todd.
That's 4.
But I will say Todd is in the I don't know, because this whole conversation with Anthony. So honestly, to me, it's looking like Todd is gonna be the one to,
Also, go ahead, Josie. I remember what I was saying.
Yeah. I think Eli votes for Eli. Goose votes for Anthony for sure. Yeah.
So based off my conversations with them, I think Avery's vote is a little bit more open than we think.
You think so?
When I asked her who's playing the best game, she said no personal, and I said yeah. Like, she tied Anthony and Spicy together. Like, she didn't prioritize either. Like, I think if Avery finds out how Victoria actually was when she was on the block, I think that could be interesting. That could change things. I do think that Tola's going based. I think Tola's voting for Anthony no matter what, hell or high water.
Yes.
I think Elijah thinks that Spicy's playing the best game, but I think Anthony. You can't deny.
Goose, that's
Kayla,
my boy, Goose.
I asked Kayla.
I do think Goose is going to vote for Game.
I think Goose is going to vote Game. I asked Kayla. I asked her. She wants Hot Chocolate to win, not necessarily a woman. She wants Hot Chocolate to win, first of all. Second of all, when I asked her, because a big move this season was getting Dennis out, she told me straight up it was Anthony's move. It bettered Anthony's game, and we did it. And I think a lot of these house guests, a lot of the moves were done for Anthony. Like that. What move did Victoria? Let's ask this general question. Public, please voice your opinion.
What is Victoria's biggest move this season?
What moves were solely Victoria's? Solely hers.
I'd say Matt.
Donna.
Matt leaving.
Matt.
Donna was Dougie's move.
Well, yeah, you're right. But she put him up, but I guess.
That
didn't really benefit her.
Yeah,
Matt
because
is what set Spicy up to potentially win. Matt's in jury.
That's true.
I don't think Spicy has a chance. But I think Matt leaving solely benefited Spicy. Didn't benefit Avery, hurt Anthony, and I think that is kind of at this point the most important move.
Getting that out, but
if we're talking about
that's free jury, still that's free jury.
But let's talk about pre-jury, right? Because it ultimately builds this game. If we look at pre-jury at Craig Brown, if you will, Janine was Dougie's move because Victoria set up Janine. But like
Yep.
Victoria didn't need to set up Janine in the first place. Donna was Anthony's move. Anthony got people to come into Vivek's HOH and take Dennis out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Victoria took out Vivek because that was Anthony's number. I agree. But Vivek was also loyal to Victoria like no one's business. He wanted to be in an alliance with Victoria, Kayla, and Anthony, right? So she did that move. Okay. But he was working with you. You see, those three first people weren't working with Anthony. Then we go into Matthew, right? That was Victoria's move, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Elijah was bound to go. You know what? Like, I'm sorry, Elijah to me is not.
Yeah, there was no way he was going to that final two.
And Victoria putting up Elijah, I guess you could say his move, but like Elijah didn't really
nothing move.
serve anything in the game. So is that really a move?
That was a move, so she would get her hands dirty.
You know, she took him out, so let's give it to her. Okay, that's Victoria. Mm-hmm. Kayla leaving on Avery's HOH is Dougie's
terrible,
and that was a crazy
100%.
Move.
That was a big move.
That's when she lost control of the game.
And then for Kayla to go and then Avery to go right after, probably Victoria's number one. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's Anthony's move, but he had already done the work for Avery not to be seen as trustworthy, right? I don't want to give Avery really credit to either of or, because I do think that was ultimately Tola's move. That was his decision. Yeah. Tola leaving was Victoria's move. Great. And so I think that the votes at this point, it seems like most of the house left because of Anthony and then Victoria, right? We have a few people here and there that have left for other reasons, but it's mainly Anthony. So as of right now, I think the votes, who will win is how the next three people leave. That's how we decide who the winner is. Anthony's HOH. So if Byyyeee goes on an Anthony HOH, mind you, Byyyeee is held in high regards in the jury house. She is held in high regards in the jury house. Tola holds Byyyeee, despite him wanting her to come. He respects her game. Avery respects her game. Yeah. You know, I'm sure Kayla respects her game. So if Anthony takes out Byyyeee, let's be real. Byyyeee is one of the best players right now. It's that move sets him up. It sets him up for the win. So
that's exactly why we say Byyyeee is definitely the move this week for Dougie.
That's why it needs to be the move.
Because Todd's a GOAT. You can take Todd to final two. Who cares? And Todd might vote where the wind blows. I don't know. But if I was Victoria, I would take out Todd for the jury because he's gonna vote to keep her, right? Like he would probably vote for Spicy V. I don't know. We'll see. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. The way these players navigate.
Hey,
ain't no telling, girl.
Ain't
no
but you know what? I didn't think about that. I do 100% actually agree with Ty. Anthony is so quick. He's so quick, like with his responses. And I feel like he's always a step ahead of everybody else. So Spicy could say, you know what? I did A, B, C, or D. Anthony, whether it's a lie or not, he's so quick. He might be like, okay, you did do A, B, C, or D, but I did this behind to get you to A, and then I did this to get you to B, and then don't forget, you didn't know about this, but I did this to get you to C. And I could definitely see that. So that speech, it really does come down to it. And I just wish they had more time. Because Larissa be looking at her watch, baby.
She put us timer. You got
she be like, we gotta go. That's what I'm saying. All
time's up, sit down.
Comps on one episode, like I'm telling you, like some people might think it's boring. I think you should spend at least 30 minutes. Half the episode should be them talking to the jury. These are the people that are picking the votes. Put all the comps, put who won in the prior episode. Do that. Like I want conversation to have. Oh, we're gonna let them ask one question, 3 questions from the jury. No, there are 7 people in the jury. Everybody should be able to have a question, at least a question, I think, for each player.
For each person?
That's just my thought.
For each person?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
So you think they should do it in the old BB format where, you know, the jury would reconvene and that like
100%
conspicuous area and then the TV and they talking back and forth? Because I agree with that statement. I do want I want people to be able to think. Like I don't want people to feel like they have to already have an answer and then just let them talk to talk. Like I do think this jury is quite open to their votes. Honestly, from what I think Elijah is open to the vote. I think Kayla, as an early jury boot, she might be very open to votes as well. I think Byyyeee and Avery are less on the open side, but I think Tola counteracts that. So I think the winner will really be decided based off those open jury votes. I think Lexus will vote for Anthony. I think the way you have a position right now, Byyyeee and Avery will vote for Spicy regardless, and I think Tola and Lexus will vote for Anthony. So I think that the winner will be decided by Elijah and Kayla. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
Kayla stands out for sure, depending on how she votes.
That's how Queen.
And the crazy thing is, we're having all these discussions just for the final two to be Todd and Lexus. No, I didn't say that. I'm not speaking nothing. I'm not speaking nothing.
Okay, let me be quiet.
Yeah. Never mind. We ain't saying nothing.
No, your final two
win in that scenario. No, it's
we don't talk about it.
I would be tired. Probably tired.
I'm curious if Spicy V is on the block with Todd. Let's say Byyyeee pulls herself off. Does Spicy V go? No, I think. Well, Todd's on the block in the scenario, right? So
yes, I think so.
You've been Bailey came out,
because Dougie states it. Oh, but he doesn't want to. He's going to burn that jury vote.
Well,
I think Spicy would respect it, but I know scenario.
No, Spicy bitter. She gonna be bitter. Spicy is a bitter woman.
Actually, I think Dougie. No, I think Dougie keeps Spicy. Because one thing that you have to look at it like this, and Dougie knows this. One thing, one of the big things that Spicy was just so dead set on, she tried to work with the guys and they turned on her. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he had the opportunity to cut her, you know what I'm saying? Especially this close to the end. I think that, dang, he really, I was thinking about cutting him. He really, for us getting to the final two. I think that will go a very long way with Spicy.
I think she should. If Anthony's gonna cut her, I think maybe the issue is that Spicy's in such a good position that if you cut her early, it's good because she can't, it's done. But if you keep her, there are people who are gonna prioritize Spicy before you, so that becomes an issue, right? So that's a little bit what I feel like becomes the problem with their dynamic. So in a perfect world, I think Anthony should go to final two with Lexus and cut Victoria at 3. That I think is the best move for him to ensure his win. Will he execute and do that? It's up in the air.
Yeah. Either 3 or 4.
Byyyeee could win it all. She could. Bailey's a comp threat. Yeah. A lot of the people left are comp threats. Victoria's a comp threat. Bailey's a comp threat. Now Todd has 2 wins. Lexus has 2 wins technically, and Anthony has
everybody
2
got 2 wins.
Yeah,
everybody got at least 2 wins.
Spicy has 3 though, right?
I think Spicy V has more. I think she has 3. Because
she
has, I think she has 3 HOHs. 3 HOHs, I think. Yeah, she's never won a 3. Yeah, because when they had the house meeting, they were talking about how she has 2 HOHs, and now
one's fake. One's a fake HOH because that was Movie Madness.
No, I think it is because I don't know. My MacBook is you do a little something. Sorry.
I don't.
But yeah, she has.
I would say she got 2 HOHs. That's it. 2.
She has 2. I don't count Movie Madness as her HOH.
Me either, because she didn't win that, and she didn't have no power to nominate nothing. So,
I mean, she picked Elijah, right? She could have picked anyone. She picked Elijah, so technically she did.
I think that counts her having HOH. Did she win it? No.
If there's a competition that's
she won in Social Game, so a Social Game won, and we always be talking about they be saying Social Game ain't nothing. The Social Game got her place as HOH.
I mean, if they did a competition, you know how they do those final competitions and they reference the whole season. If they put the an HOH part 1, part 2, where they're like, who was out of household week 2,
Yeah.
the week 6, they're gonna they have to put Victoria because technically she was. Whether she did the nominations, that's entirely different. But she was HOH, and they would
But
count
see, does it really count though? Because that was week 6-ish.
On paper, it
because
does.
Avery also
It
won that week.
I mean, Byyyeee won the competition
Could
and
be
she
both.
gave it to Victoria.
Hey.
So I mean,
Hey,
Because
Spicy
so
V-
who do you
hey,
consider
Spicy V, she
week
could
6
spin it so
HOH
it is
then?
hers.
So
Spicy.
week 6 is 8, but then also
That's-
Avery won that same week.
That's like saying who just that's like
Well,
saying
Avery came
Spicy wasn't
first, so it'd
HOH
be
on the double.
Avery, then Spicy.
no, it would
Avery
be
comes
Spicy
second.
than Avery.
It's like a double.
I mean, yeah.
Somewhat.
Well, I think it's
that's
it's
what
like
it'd
a
be, like
double
a double.
HOH. It's also the same way with like the executive power veto. Technically, she didn't win a competition, right? But she did take someone off the block. You know, like if you look at the general wiki, I'm sure it's gonna look like Victoria took someone off the block, despite it like being an executive power veto. So those are things, and those are things that players like Anthony need to take into consideration, because that speaks to her social game. Whether or not like you want to count that as a competition win, sure, but it counts in the social win. Like the fact that she won the executive power veto, they handed it to her. The competition was, who do you not want?
She got handed
everyone
power twice.
She was given power twice. That speaks to her social game, and that to me is a threat. So that's why also like, you know, I think Spicy V has very good arguments to win as well. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, like she don't got arguments. Like
she might have not did moves, but her social game, that is what you just mentioned. That speaks volumes.
And I think it depends ultimately what the jury cares about. What the jury prioritizes, the criteria they're going to go based off of, is what's going to dictate who wins. And if they wanted, I personally love a social game. So I can't ignore the fact that as a vet, Victoria got given power twice.
But then we also got to give Anthony credit too. His social game was not lacking, because he's also a vet in his final 4, and he has yet to touch the block as well.
But I could argue in Victoria, but who was more in danger? Anthony was more in danger than she was. Anthony was always a topic of conversation. So like, that's why to me, I don't think Anthony should take lightly the idea of taking Spicy to final 2. Like, if you really want to win, and I'm sure he does, I think the move is to cut Victoria. And I think if Victoria cuts Anthony, the jury is gonna go absolutely batshit crazy. That's what it always is. It's always is. We want it with the showmances. We want it with the tight allies. When John cut Netta at the end, everyone lost their mind. Season 2.
Oh my god.
You know, she was a little bitter. She said, "Tell me one move you did without me." But she was bitter, rightfully so. But she, you know, like, those are moves that really
one of they need to cut each other 3. Yeah. It's like going back to Raggedy 2022 in US, when Mr. Grilled Cheese he cut Nicole at final 3 because she thought she was going to
Grilled
end.
Cheese. Who's Grilled Cheese? Oh,
Chuck E. Cheese, Grilled Cheese, Califlurry. He cut her because he was like, why would I risk losing? Because like, she has an argument to win this game as a winner to make it to final 2,
which was a smart move.
Risking this. It was a smart move because she knew, she was like, I wasn't gonna win. Girl, you knew you had. She was ready. She would have touched the final 2 tests. She was going to win that game. I don't care what nobody says. If Nicole would have touched final 2, she was beating Cody. She was going to win. And so I think that both of them, honestly, to give themselves the best 100% chance to win, they should cut each other at 3. That's the way to do it.
Yeah,
cut them.
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna hold you. That move right there would have got you right.
If we're being real, I think that people respect more the newbies who are playing the game for the first time. So if Byyyeee, and this is why I think Victoria, like, kind of being okay with Byyyeee being there is also, you know, not a good move, because, you know, Byyyeee might not be aware of alliances, you know, but if she sits there and she lays out her game and how she's had to fight since week 2, against all. That's an underdog story. And you know the people love an underdog story. Spicy V has never been an underdog in this season, which is credit to her. But who do you feel more relatability, empathy? There's a level of psychology. Psychology.
Yeah.
There's a level of, empathy, relatability.
Pull on those strings.
You want to root for that person. So when underdog versus an overtaker is, and even the way Spicy V has done things, she's not done it in a tactful manner. Like if we call it a buck, like she's been messy the house down boots, but that's Victoria for you. That's how she plays the game. And it works for her. She's still here.
Chaos Queen.
But there's not tact. And I think people can feel some type of way. Because if Avery finds out that Victoria never had her back to begin with, I don't know how she's going to deal with that, but that could make her feel some type of way. There's a lack of cleanliness with the messes that Victoria makes when she lets these people go to the jury house.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's a toss-up. That's honestly what it's looking like.
And love that position in the game.
But we know at this point in the game,
anything can happen.
Lexus and Todd are the only ones who have no true win equity, unless they're next to each other.
Yeah.
So,
honestly, out of everybody, I'm bringing Lexus to final two. I feel like everybody beats her in final two. Honestly,
they be talking. I'm sorry, they be talking shit about her. She needs to go because the way they talk about her in close corners. There's no way
they talk about her like she's a dog. I'm like, damn, what is Lexus doing something we not seeing? Because she just be chilling.
She keep rubbing Drake in their face or something, child. I don't know.
Please, that would be in my exit interview. Sis, is the rumors true? That's all I want to know. All right, you can go on.
On that note, viewers, listeners, thank you for listening and tuning in to another episode of Who All Gonna Be There podcast. But before we officially wrap up, we gotta give another shout out and huge thank you to our cousin Josie for joining us on this wonderful night. Josie, please tell the people where they can find you, anything you need to promote, all of that stuff.
You guys could follow me on all platforms with the same username. It's displayed on the screen, but I'll spell it out. Josiane XNM JOSIANE XNM. I am a podcaster for Silent Podcast. We cover a lot of things down there, but I mainly focus on Big Brother content. It's a challenge here and there. Love is Blind. I'll be dabbling here and there. As one does. So I'm doing that. I'm doing a lot of exit press. I've been doing it for this season of Big Brother. 2 of them just came out, Avery and Tola. Check them out because they did have some very interesting insight on the game. And it did surprise me, a lot of their comments and their takeaways. And I think it is entertaining overall. So check those out.
Right.
But yeah, that's everything for me. Just follow me on Twitter mainly. I keep it updated and the gig. So yeah, that's it for me.
Love that.
Well, thank you again. You're welcome anytime you want to come on. You are more than welcome.
The seat is
as
open.
always. Very open.
I love you guys.
We love you, girl. We love you. Look, I'm trying to get my heart right for the camera. Can't get it right.
What is that? I don't even know.
The new age heart, this ugly stuff. No.
Well, yeah.
No.
I don't know where that came from. That's weird. It's always been this. Come on.
The cute
It's
little
always been. But yes, listeners,
we know how to do is keep the pie going with nonsense.
Right. Because why are we still talking? But yes, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure wherever you're watching, make sure you are following us on Twitter at @AWhoAllThere and on Instagram if you do Instagram. But also make sure you're subscribed to us on YouTube at Who All Gonna Be There podcast. We appreciate you. We can't do this without you. And we'll see y'all next week. Have a good night.
Bye y'all.
Yeah.